Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Jordan & Vaught Insurance Agency, you don't pay extra for the over 80 years of combined experience that will be available to you when dealing with questions about your auto, home, farm, life, or Medicare supplements. They're always there to help from 8:30 to 5 p.m. on weekdays at 123 South Franklin Street, the very same Bloomfield location since 1972. You may not realize the value of experience until you need it the most. Call Jordan & Vaught Insurance, your friends with experience, at 812-384-3535. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Linton Minor Basketball on the road tonight at Oakland City University. I'll call it their field house. It's a beautiful little gymnasium here in Oakland City, Indiana. It's about a little over an hour away from Linton, as the Miners will play a basketball team that came all the way from West Virginia, the Pioneers of Wayne, coming in at 3-1, averaging 69 points a game. Linton Stockton coming in at 4-0 and averaging 63 points a game. Heather, I'll let you do the introductions.
Well, tonight, obviously, we have Kevin on play-by-play, myself on producing, and Cameron. We have a special guest tonight. We want to welcome Darren, Clayton, Athletic Director at Linton Stockton, once again back to the announcers table. We're very excited to have you tonight. Thanks for being here and filling in for Big D as he's playing in Lagodi tonight.
Yep, nothing wrong with a little Big D music whenever you get a chance to hear it.
He decided he wanted to make some real money, Darren.
Well, you know, but, always good to listen to him whenever he's playing. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to him much, but
we need to do that.
He's very, very talented. So, but happy to be here tonight. First time I've been on campus here. First time been in the gym. It is nice.
You know, the coach was telling me something earlier, and I wasn't aware of this. I'm sure you can enlighten us about this, but apparently there's a period in June where the high school teams can go play basketball together, and apparently they come here and have played the team we're playing tonight, the Pioneers, last June.
Yeah, that is correct. They played this summer. So I'm not sure how it ended up where we ended up playing them in the regular season.
I think we won by 2 or 3, he said, during the June. But I didn't even know
games,
high school kids did that.
It's something that's – I don't remember when they started doing it. I mean, it's a long way from whenever I was in school in the 80s where you could only go into the gym like 2 days a week during the summer is all you could do. That's what I thought. And then it just slowly turned into trying to be nice about it. They tried to get some of the AAU stuff where the AAU coaches that maybe didn't have the best interests of the kids in mind who were coaching them, and try to get away from some of that and get it where the kids were getting instruction from their coaches. So they open it up, and there's a stretch during the summer where basically you can practice and go play and get a lot done.
I should say that there is a game going on right now, and we think it's Rock City, a team that played the Miners just recently, and the other, the Irish. Where did you think that team is from?
St. Joseph's, and I want to say, I don't know if it's St. Joseph's out of Indiana or if it's St. Joseph's out of Kentucky. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, the Rock Creek Academy team that we saw at our gym just last weekend there for our little 2-game deal, and they're here, and my understanding is somebody's committed to go to school here, so.
Yeah, now I thought it was number 2 coming up for the Pioneers, Isaac Meddings, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought the coach had said
that may be correct. It may be somebody in our game, yeah.
He said it was the second leading scorer, and I see that as Isaac Meddings. It's a nice little NAIA gym. Darren, when I called college basketball, it was for an NAIA school, Kearney State. Nice. They went to the NAIA finals 2 years in a row when I was there. And we played the only other team in America with the same team nickname. There's only one, the Antelopes, or the Lopers from Grand Canyon, who have now gone Division One.
Absolutely.
And we lost to them in the finals barely on a last-second shot. But so it kind of brings back memories being back in an old NAIA gym. You have a really appreciation for NAIA basketball because these are kids that play because they truly just want to play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's different, but it's the same. You know, you're going to see that competitive. You know, at this level, you'd see that same competitive spirit that you see at the higher levels, and you know, always a chance that, you know, you catch somebody's eye and jump from the NAIA level to the Division I level and get a chance to do that.
And I'm always a little surprised at the level of the talent because you think, oh, the talent drops a lot. There's some talented kids playing NAIA ball.
Absolutely. I mean, I always said that I got better playing pickup games when I got to school at Indiana State just because if you didn't, you weren't going to play. And that was just in pickup games. There are a lot of very good basketball players at all levels, and anybody that gets a chance to play beyond high school and play at the college level, no matter whether it's NAIA or Division I or junior college or whatever it may be, they definitely have a lot of talent.
Now, we're pleased for many reasons to have Darren with us. Number one, obviously played. Number two, obviously coached. So let's talk a little bit about playing for a team from West Virginia. We have played them once before, but again, I think the coach told us that they didn't have their leading scorer last summer in June, and they will have it tonight in Ronnie Staley. So that'll make a little bit of a difference. But what's it like to play a school from so far away?
Yeah, I mean, I think nowadays it's probably a little easier than it would have been a few years ago because it's a lot easier to trade tape now. You know, you can trade video, and I'm sure Coach Britton and his coaching staff have probably watched, you know, most, if not all, the games this team's played. You know, it's just easy to have somebody email you or somehow get you through Huddle or however to get it to you and get those videotapes and watch. Now, if you're talking doing this, you know, 10 or 15 years ago, it might have been a real problem trying to get video on somebody. You might not have near as much information coming into the game as what you would nowadays, but it'll be interesting tonight to get a chance to see if the styles of basketball between the two states, you know, if there's a difference between the style of basketball.
Well, I'm interested in, as your capacity as athletic director, another hat you're now wearing, is what's that like to schedule? I mean, in football, you're scheduling Illinois, you're scheduling Ohio, and now you're playing a basketball game against a school from West Virginia. Times have really changed.
Yeah, they really have. Coach Britton kind of took care of all this. You know, some schedule changes we've made that are upcoming. We're adding South Knox and Sullivan both back to our schedule, which I think is a real plus. I mean, I hated it that things happened that caused those games to get moved off of our schedule for a few years. So next season we'll have both those teams back on our schedule, and things will start being what you call a little more normal. Not that there's anything wrong with playing in things like this. I mean, this is going to be a great experience for our kids tonight to play what I'm sure is going to be a very good basketball team. But, you know, to get those solid area teams back on that schedule and the people know and want to come and see will be a real plus.
Now, last night we got to experiment a little bit with boys and girls varsity playing on the same night. I mean, it was almost a 95% capacity game. Is this something that we might look into doing a little more often?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
do the coaches request that, or do you? I mean, I don't even know how that works.
Dylan from Shakamak actually got a hold of me, the AD over there, and asked. He said, "Hey, would you be interested in turning this into a doubleheader?" And we had done that back in I think it was the mid to late 90s. We had done that a few years with Shakamak, and you know, I think it's a great opportunity. You know, you get a chance for some people to come that are going to be there for the boys' game. They come early to watch the girls. Maybe they don't normally go to a girls' game, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, that was fun, and they'll come back and go again. And maybe vice versa. Maybe somebody that goes to the girls' games that has a daughter or a granddaughter or a cousin or a niece or a nephew or whatever playing, and they come to the girls' game and they stay for the boys' game, and it's like, hey, that boys' team's fun to watch. I'll go watch them again.
And can I add, I kind of think in a way the JV kind of enjoys the spotlight on their own night.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for that as well. I mean, they get a chance to play where the boys this time around on Thursday night were the headliner for the JV, and maybe at some point you flip-flop it. I mean, maybe you play the boys first and the girls second and do that with it as well. There are conferences in the area that including the WIC, that all their conference games are doubleheaders like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see a little more of it in the future. I thought it was a great environment last night and a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really was. It was some good fun basketball between two communities so close in proximity. Heather, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, we always like to, and I know that we're going to do this probably a little bit earlier than expected because we are still in the prior game to the Linton matchup. It is about 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter, but we want to go ahead and give some special thanks to some of our sponsors that you will hear in rotation during tonight's broadcast. Obviously, quarter sponsor is sponsored by Key Associates of Linton. Serving Greene and surrounding counties for over 30 years, Key Associates of Linton has helped generations of clients buy and sell homes. So whether you're looking to buy your dream home or next investment or sell your home to enter into the next chapter of your life, Allie Walton, Mary Beth Geralds, and Audrey Sparks are there for you every step of the way, as they are the key to the very best. 3-point shot sponsor tonight is Walton Funeral Service. From one generation to the next and one family to another, Todd and Cindy Walton are proud of their funeral home's heritage. Their families have been there for this community for over a century and look forward to serving for many more years to come. Contact them for funeral pre-planning and dedication as they provide professional and compassionate service to leave kind memories since 1915. They are your lamp of hope when you need them most. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Stenger Homes. Buyers have more motivation to buy before the end of the year with tax break implications, so don't wait. Call Michelle at Stenger Homes at 812-219-2307. And starting lineups will be brought to you by Klusner Construction of Linton. Whether it is a remodel or a new construction home, you know it'll be done right the first time every time you choose Tony and his crew. So call Bart Wade or Tony Klusner of Linton today. Now, our post game will look a little bit different tonight. It is sponsored by E2 Custom Creations, and let me first read their ad, is that they are now taking pre-orders for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and 2025 graduations. They can help you create the perfect personalized gift for your special person by laser engraving on just about anything. So if you have an idea or need help creating one, call 812-798-0174 or find them on Facebook at E2 Custom Creations today. Now, our post-game show usually has Coach Matt Britton coming up and giving post-game comments. We had a discussion.
It's a late game.
As soon as the coach and the team arrived, that he had asked, with it being a late game, that would it be okay not to have a post-game show? And that's absolutely the safety and getting the kids home as quickly as possible. Fine. That is totally fine with us. But we will have Darren and Kevin do some wrap-up stats, and then we'll look ahead to what is next for the Miners, which will be next week.
Let's talk a little bit about that now, Heather, and we'll talk about it again in the post-game. We'll reiterate, but obviously this will be the last game for us for a little while, and you can explain that.
It will be. First of all, too, I want to say that the only two ways to watch us right now is on the Indiana High School Athletic Association Champions Network, and that web address is ihsaatv.org/Rader Media Sports, and we are syndicating to YouTube. So if you're on either one of them, please let us know that you're watching and where you're watching from. The Miners will play in the First Financial Classic, commonly known as the Pizza Hut Classic or Wabash Valley. They have their own live stream team that will be broadcasting next week's games. Darren, can you elaborate? Because I've looked for links.
I think there's a fee for that.
I'm not sure if they're charging a fee or not. I'll try to get all that information out to people early next week. I know it's one of the radio stations up there that is responsible for doing it. I'm not sure if they've got a paywall or not to watch those.
We know that one year we tried to watch it was a paywall. One year it was not. Then it went back to a paywall and it went back and forth. So we do know that WTWO Channel 2 will be carrying the third on the final day, December the 30th. They'll be carrying the third game and the final game, and they're going to be putting that up on Channel 2. So that's pretty exciting.
It's pretty neat.
It really is nice. I mean, they did that for a few years, and then they've not done it for a few years. I think it's great when the kids get an opportunity to be on TV. Even if it is just local TV, it still goes out to a lot of people, and I think that's a great opportunity to not just showcase your kids, but also showcase your school.
and especially in the area. One thing that was interesting in how time has changed, actually, in many ways, TV obviously would reach more people in general, but live stream can reach maybe even more because of the reach nationally and internationally.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, what you guys
the world
do,
has changed.
Yeah, what you guys do and what you guys provide, game in, game out is really amazing. I mean, I'm sure we have people that, possibly in the military that are somewhere overseas, that if they've got time and are able to get away or able to watch your broadcasts, and definitely relatives that live out of the state and all over the place, being able to watch. And I know a lot of former players and former students that watch from afar too, so it's really awesome.
We put out a poll today on our Facebook page, and many of you have answered that, but we asked, like last night, were you in the stands watching? Did you go home and watch it later? Did you choose to stay at home and watch it because maybe something prohibited you from going to the ball game? And what was nice is we saw a lot of people that said, well, I came for the girls game, but then I had to work an overnight shift, so I had to leave. So I connected to the boys as I was driving back home and then took it in and we all watched it at work. Or kind of vice versa, hey, I had to work, I missed the girls game, so we listened to it as we're driving in. We were able to watch it. We got there for the boys. We know that a lot of students will tell us, and a lot of students' families will say that they go home and sit down and watch it. And so they love that opportunity as well. Now, I will say for the First Financial Classic, it's a $10 admission, or you can buy a pass for $25. And I know we had gotten a lot of questions when we put that out. Could you buy them at the door? And you checked, and those can be bought at the door. So that's nice as well. Our next live stream broadcast, will be on Monday, January the 6th, the first day that students come back from holiday break. That is a home game, and I have a graphic for that to be able to throw up. That is a girls' game against Vincennes Lincoln. So my understanding, that will be a JV and a varsity.
I believe,
I think it's later in the week when it goes down to 2. So we'll be with you guys for Monday night for the girls, and then on Tuesday night is the boys. So Kevin, you and I are going to have a little bit of a break, not because we necessarily want to, but because we cannot live stream. So
yeah, but we are going to take advantage of that time. It'll be nice to kind of recharge a little bit.
Absolutely. You guys put in a ton of time, and being able to get a little bit of break is going to be nice for you.
I have to, not to interrupt Heather if you're done, but I was looking over here at they have a concession stand over here, Darren. It's not usual when you find people at 6'8". There's a couple of them working the concession stand.
I noticed whenever I came in, the ticket taker and a couple other people that were here are definitely players from Oakland City.
Yeah, you could, one look and tells you that these kids play for real.
Yes.
I mean, in fact, they're not kids; they're men.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably picking up a few extra bucks by helping tonight. You mentioned earlier with the NIL, I'm sure that's not quite the same down here at the NAIA level as what some of these other guys are making. So a chance to pick up a few extra bucks by taking tickets or working the concession stand.
Are you implying these guys have to work for it, Darren?
Well, yeah.
Well, we still have about 5 minutes, 30 seconds yet to go in the early game. But let's take a timeout now. This is the Jordan and Vaught pregame show. This is Rader Media Sports.
Hello there, I'm Corey Motter with Century 21 Sheets. Are you a first-time home buyer and you just don't know where to start? Perhaps you're looking to downsize and you need to list a property and get top dollar. In any of those situations, you need a professional agent on your side. I have successfully opened doors for clients for over the last 4 years, and it is a complete pleasure of mine to be able to help them end one chapter and begin a new one. Navigating the real estate market can be complex, but with the right guidance, it doesn't have to be. Let me help you understand the housing market, and let's negotiate the best deal. So together, let's open a new door and close it with Corey.
Good at a lot of things, like cheering on the Miners to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Jathan Wright is good at making sure your insurance needs are just right for you. That's why Jathan is here to help you work through any questions you might have about your auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Then you can get back to making sure the Miner fan section is louder than the other team. Talk to Jathan. Stop in or submit your information online and give him a call at 812-798-2615. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Welcome back to Oakland University, where tonight the Miners are on the road to play the Pioneers of Wayne from all the way from West Virginia.
So we're at Oakland City University, and here's a little fun fact. My dad attended Oakland City University on a baseball scholarship, ended up playing basketball here instead before he ended up transferring to Indiana State University.
Oh, my.
So as we were driving in, I kind of felt like I had a little bit of family ties here. So
Absolutely.
That is family tie. Your dad actually played here. Darren, let's talk a little bit about the just the fact of where the Miners are. They're at 4-0. I talked a little bit with Coach earlier, Coach Britton, just on the QT where we were arriving here. And he was talking about, or I actually brought up, that dangerous game of expectations where I think now people are getting tremendously excited about a team that has shown that it's almost 10 players deep with a lot of talent.
Yeah, the depth is really, I think, something that we're going to see down the road be really beneficial to us. Being able to go 8, 9, 10 deep on the bench is a good thing to have. And
especially in 2A, I can't imagine.
We saw it a little bit last night, a little bit of foul trouble last night, and we're able to bring guys in off the bench and not lose any confidence in what's going to happen once we bring them in. So it's a good thing to have.
Now, Darren, you have been a coach, so I'm going to make you put that coach hat on a little bit, because that's a double-edged sword, because the kids last year got to play a lot of time. They now all of a sudden it's nope, kids are shuffling in here pretty quick, and you may not get the same playing time you get in the past, but you're much more successful.
Absolutely. That's when you find out what kind of teammates you have. I mean, one of my favorite stories to tell from whenever I was coaching, I had one of my starters one night. I took him out. Basically, I was going to take him out just to give him a couple of minute break and put him back in the game. Well, for whatever reason, that particular night, things clicked whenever he came off the court. And we started going on a run. And I remember turning around looking at him saying, I can't put you back in the game. He says, Coach, he said, I'm enjoying watching this. And if you've got a teammate that's willing to say that, then you're going to have special things happen as the season goes on. So hopefully these guys will be willing to make that kind of a sacrifice and give up a few minutes of playing time for the long-term success of their team.
One thing I thought Coach Britton brought up that I thought was very interesting, he said tonight it's not so much about winning or losing. He said we're going to play a lot of kids that normally don't get as much time, because we want to get them experience, because that way if they need to be called upon later in the year when it's more crucial, they're ready to play.
Yeah, last night it was Gage Sullivan. Gage got in there for a little bit. He hadn't played any varsity minutes up until that point, I don't believe. Sometimes I don't get to watch all the games at home.
No, I think you're right.
But I think that was his first varsity experience. He's a vital part of the JV team, and, to get him out there for a few minutes. And, I mean, I can think back to my first varsity game as a junior, and I was a nervous wreck when I got on the floor the first time. I mean, basketball was something I'd done my entire life, and I get out there and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing out here?
I brought that up to Coach when I said early when he first put in some of the freshmen, you could see the game was moving too fast. They weren't quite. It was spinning around them. But now lately, I've noticed it's starting to even out a little bit. The more experience they get, the more they can contribute.
You're seeing it with both the boys' team and the girls' team.
Yeah.
It's just watching them improve like you said, the game slows down for them as they get that experience, and just going to continue to get better as the season goes on, and just looking forward to some great things.
Can I give a little atta girl? I almost said atta boy. To Addie McKee last night at 19 points, but it's not the 19 points. It's the 6 trays, and I understood our always informed listeners and viewers said, no, the school record is 8, and she tied it last year. So I didn't know that, but what a night Addie had last night in the first half.
Yes.
They used a box and one on her in the second half, kind of shut it down. But what a girl, and I just want to give them some props.
Oh, absolutely, and she had a great first half, and a lot of times when you have that great first half, you are going to get guarded differently in the second half, and she is not selfish. She was able to let her teammates take care of things and move the ball around and
she
help
still
out with
contributed.
That.
She
Absolutely.
was rebounding. She
Yes.
was setting picks.
100%.
And that girls team has come quite a ways, Darren, at the first of the year. I'm not sure how many they dropped in a row, but it didn't look like it was going to be a very good year. And all of a sudden you turn around, they've won 3 or 4 straight. They're 5-5, and they're looking straight ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And that first part of their schedule was brutal. I mean, when you're bringing in 2 freshmen to start, and you got a new coach. That first game at West Washington was going to be a tough win just because of that. And I don't know what kind of record West Washington's gone on to have so far this season, but you follow that up with North Knox, you follow that up with Edgewood, you follow that up with South Knox, and that's a pretty tough schedule to start your season with. And then when you start playing some teams that are more where you're at this particular time, and you start picking up wins, and then the confidence grows, and then hopefully by the end of the year, you're able to compete with the South Knoxes and the North Knoxes, when the season comes to an end and the tournament starts.
Well, I think they are playing last year a very successful girls basketball team, but it was almost a 2-girl show. This year, it is very balanced. They're looking for the open player. Everybody's contributing. Nobody cares about who scores. You can just tell it is literally knowing that they all know that we're in this together, and if we're not, we're not going to do well.
Yeah, and that's going to be important for them. I mean, it's got to be that way. You take a look at what they lost with Brady and Sydney, and those are 2 girls that are playing at that next level, and that's a lot to lose. And early on, everybody had new roles to learn. I mean, even Addison, Olivia, and Bella all had new roles to learn, even though they're seniors who have played and have good experience. Some of them have started since they were freshmen. They had to learn new roles, and you can just see their confidence in those roles getting higher and higher as we go forward.
I remember Coach Remmel saying to us all the time last year, don't focus on just the 2 girls, because he said these other players in practice are nailing these threes. But we just never really saw it last year, or maybe there wasn't the need for it. I don't know what it would be, or maybe they were too dependent on the other 2. But now we're starting to finally see what Coach had been talking about all that time.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the depth, and sometimes what gets overlooked is how important that depth plays a big part in practice as well. Because you think about it, if you've got 5 guys that can go up against your starting 5 and give them fits every day in practice, that's going to do nothing but make you better as well. So that's an important piece of that depth we talked about earlier with the boys team.
This is the Jordan and Vaught Insurance pregame show. Let's take a break. This is Rader Media Sports.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career, your first pay raise, the 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family, or the day of your last car loan payment, much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree, we care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Century, you have seen a lamp as our logo. This is the lamp of hope. It is a symbol that though we will go through darkness at the time of loss, there is a light that leads us to a greater eternity. It also reflects that we will be a light to help you through this difficult time. We're here when you need us most.
Welcome back to the home of the Mighty Oaks, Oakland City University, where tonight the Miners are playing on the road. The boys are playing on the road against Wayne Pioneers from West Virginia. And Darren, if Big D were here, I'd have him start singing John Denver.
You don't want me to do that.
This game that we're watching is about to end. I think it's just about 30 seconds away, so we get closer. I don't know how much time they'll put on the clock in between these games, so we'll wait and see, but this clock is just winding down. I don't want to start doing play-by-play of a game that I know nothing about, but it's 15 seconds, I'll say that.
I don't know if they've got the same setup here as they've got at the Wabash Valley. I know at the Wabash Valley they've got an auxiliary gym that the players can warm up in, and then there's a certain amount of time that you'll get minimum to warm up on the main court. I don't remember whether that's 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 or whatever it is. Otherwise, they'll try to keep the games moving, right on time. Now, obviously, we're not going to get started on time here because it's almost, supposed to be tip-off here in less than a minute. But my guess is they'll give them at least 10. If they've not had anywhere else to warm up, they'll probably give them a full 20.
We will know that very, very soon.
The Linton crowd is filling in here. Got a pretty good crowd right below us, although you're not going to be able to see that because of how our camera is positioned. But there are some Linton fans on the other side. that are filling in as well. And like you said, Kevin, those Oakland City players are giants. I'm watching them stand
really
next
are.
to some other people in the concession stand that are probably 5'5", 6 foot. And
You know, when you get to college, you can usually tell who plays basketball.
yep.
Now, not always. Sometimes there's guards.
Obviously,
and, they're not.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a sore spot because IU lost last night.
The Pioneers are taking the floor. Our questions are answered, Darren. It's going to be 20 minutes. The Pioneers are taking the floor. Is that a Superman emblem on their chest?
Yes, it says Steel Strong. It's spelled S-T-E-E-L-E, Steel Strong. So I'm wondering if they've got somebody that they're
Sponsored, kind of? Or-
Somebody that might be.
somebody might have health issues or something that they're
I get it.
We are currently in the Jordan Dot Insurance pregame show, and we would like to welcome everyone that is joining us on the Indiana High School Athletic Association Champions Network and YouTube as well. Our YouTube numbers looking pretty good right now, so we are happy that that is up and working. I know that we had a number of people ask us last night, like, why is YouTube not working tonight? It wasn't a matter that it wasn't working. It was just the fact that the Indiana High School Athletic Association, when you have a double header and they're not of the same sport, so obviously last night it was boys and girls, they require you to have two broadcasts, so two different broadcast length, and this is for coaches. This is for, when coaches want to send film out for scouting purposes, or just in general, that there is kind of a rule requirement on how long you can be online. So we follow the rules. We had it in two separate broadcasts, and it made it very difficult to put it up and be able to time with YouTube, because you have to give yourself at least a 10 to 15 minute window between the two. So we chose to go only on the Champions Network, make it easy to view, but we're back to that YouTube syndication as well.
And Darren, this goes back to what you and I had talked a little bit about earlier, because now we add YouTube to this, and all of a sudden there's a real-time broadcast. You can sit right in the gymnasium and listen to us in real time and watch the game. I mean, this whole industry just keeps changing.
Yeah, it's just going to keep getting better and better, I think, as we go forward. Just with getting that timing down where everything, like you said, is real time and not that little bit of a gap delay and those kinds of things. And I look forward to seeing what the future holds for all the broadcasts.
We will always push out the IHSAA Champions Network first, as we are an affiliate, and we thank the IHSAA for all they do for us and the schools. But we also hear that there are some people that'll say, well, I have YouTube TV, which, Kevin, you and I have it, and they don't want to go out and buy a Roku stick just for the Indiana High School Athletic Association. So this is an option with YouTube TV that you go in and create yourself a free YouTube email address and password. And then when we schedule it, when we go live, it actually pops up on your phone. And you can sit in the stands with your earbuds and listen to us, Kevin, and whoever it is that is color announcing most specifically, in real time can call the game, which is pretty amazing.
Darren, one thing I want to relate to kids, too, because when I was growing up, when you were growing up, your opportunity to do this kind of thing, say play-by-play or anything else, you had to basically be funneled to a TV station. Now, a young man or a young woman can go get the equipment, work out a situation, and start that career that they wanted to do for themselves on their own.
Absolutely.
And that really is I think that's just going to balloon.
Yep, I agree. I mean, just the opportunity out there and what you guys are doing with the broadcast club and giving the kids a chance to operate, the cameras and things like that. And, hopefully along the way we can sprinkle in some play-by-play for some of our kids. And
that's the goal.
And maybe it's just a quarter of JV here and there, and just to give a kid that confidence, because it's not easy for some kids to be willing to put themselves out there and do the play-by-play and be willing to do that. So, maybe a quarter or two here and there of the JV, and the next thing you know, they're like, hey, I like this, and away they go.
But, Darren, you and I both know that when we first initially discussed this, the hope was that kids would be able to call their own JV game, and that is still the hope. But we want to wait until kids are juniors and seniors so something doesn't happen that embarrasses them, or we just want them to be prepared.
Absolutely.
We had Bryn Anderson last night.
Yeah, she was great.
She was phenomenal. I mean,
she read her dad's ad, and then, love you, Dad.
But it's amazing because we had said to her, like, you know, sometime back, I think when we had our Christmas get-together at the house, and she was there, and she's like, hey, I'm going to be home for Christmas break, and, you know, do you guys need any help? And we were like, you're always welcome. Well, then she reaches out, and she's like, hey, I hear that there's a Shakamak game going on, and you know, I work at Shakamak Pharmacy right now, so is there anything available? And she was just mainly going to run camera. Well, then it turned into she took the mic down for starting lineups. She started reading some of the live reads the live reads. Then it was...
She does color.
I mean, it was almost like we could have just told Kevin and Dane go home because she was, and I don't mean that in any disrespect.
No,
sure, absolutely,
but she ran with it.
Nice.
I mean,
you know, that was one of the students like you were talking about, Darren. She was ready, and she just jumps in. Some people, you know, you have to ask questions. You kind of got to nudge them or hope that they. She found her spot and just jumped in, and it was instinctive, and that makes it easy.
Absolutely,
Perfect.
That's outstanding. That's great.
And I told her, I said, look, we don't want to steal you from pharmacy. But I said, once in a while, you know, if you decide you just want to poke your head in on a hobby and enjoy a new, an added hobby along with that career, you know, you might be able to do that.
Well, and then she said as she was leaving, like, when, you know, I'm going to be home a couple weeks. When do you need help? And so, you know, I think
you were lucky she wasn't available tonight, Darren.
I feel like she probably will join us for the girls' game right after kids go back to school, just because she'll still be home for the holidays, and I think she just really, especially with the girls' team since she did play, I think she really enjoys still seeing some of those teammates.
Well, and she adds a perspective that you don't normally get. I mean, there's a player who's played with these kids and knows them, and so that's a valuable perspective.
Very much so.
The Miners are warming up here. They're in their, I guess you'd call those their away jerseys, white with red numbers.
No, those would be the homes.
That's the home, okay. And then we look over here at the Pioneers, and they're, looks like in black, well, they'll be in black jerseys and pants with a little red trim. So, reminds me, I'm sorry, I'm going to show my Nebraska roots here. Oh, Pioneers, great book done by Willa Cather, who is a great author with Nebraska roots, and every time I hear Pioneers, you just don't hear that very often. I think of that novel, which is a fantastic book. You
and I visited the Willa Cather, what was it, Homestead?
Yeah. You suffered through that for me. I appreciate it.
No, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. We're going to take a quick time out to hear from one of our Miner Pride sponsors, Team Ortho. This is Rader Media Sports.
3 specialty clinics with 3 top-notch providers right here close to home. Greene County General Hospital's Team Ortho Foot and Ankle, and Surge Care are the area's go-tos when it comes to your care. Team Ortho is home to the county's only board-certified orthopedic surgeon, Dr. John Hammerstein. Dr. Matthew Parmenter is a board-certified foot and ankle surgeon with more than 35 years' experience. And board-certified general surgeon Dr. Cam Gabrielson is trained to diagnose a wide range of diseases that may require surgery. Team Ortho Foot and Ankle, and Surge Care, the trio you can trust. They're all part of the Greene County General Hospital family. Our family, caring for yours. At Crane Credit Union, you can expect a personalized experience from people committed to your financial well-being. When you visit one of our 18 branches across southern and central Indiana, you will be greeted by our team that is committed to supporting your financial needs, dreams, and possibilities through all the stages of your life. From youth and teen accounts where it pays to get A's, to auto and personal loans that are processed completely within your local branch. Your local staff can assist you with mortgage and home equity needs, and when the time is right, we can help you with your IRA retirement accounts. We will be with you every step of the way. Crane Credit Union, building relationships since 1955.
Finding Finding the best coverage for your home, auto, life, and business isn't always a walk in the park. I'm Audrey Sparks at Richard Brown Insurance, your local auto owner's insurance agent. Whether you are buying your first car or starting your own business, finding the right coverage can be a challenge. With great companies like Auto Owners Insurance, I can find the appropriate coverages so that you and your family can be better protected. Come see me, Audrey Sparks, to discuss what coverages are right for you or give me a call at 812-847-4798.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports. And as we always do, we want to catch up with those that have let us know that they're watching and from where. So we want to give a quick few shout outs. Rita Burgess watching from home says go Miners, as is Melody Thewis watching from home sweet home and says go Miners. Leah Lucas and Tim Saris both say good luck Miners. And we also want to say hello to Brad McCammon, who says go Miners. I love the YouTube broadcast. So thanks so very much for tuning in, and let us know that you are watching from either Facebook, actually from the Indiana High School Athletic Association post that we put on Facebook, or on YouTube. As a reminder, this is not Facebook's live syndicated, because we honor what the coach wants us to do, which is to take the broadcast down 24 hours after completion due to scouting purposes. And once you take a Facebook Live down, it can never be rejoined again, and we don't want to take comments, those comments off. So this gives you the opportunity to still comment by a simple Facebook screenshot of the gym, and also on YouTube as well.
Can we also throw out that there's still time to sign on if you're a potential advertiser and you want to get on this? I think the boys and the girls are going to have very good seasons. And keep in mind, Darren, you can weigh in on this part if you want. I know you're not a salesman for us, so I don't want you to get into that. But the football had a tremendous season, and so it turned out you maybe bought 8 games, and then you got like 6 for free because you bought the season-long pass. And, what a value that is. And so you never know how far these teams might go. Could be that kind of an advantage again.
Well, I think the one thing that I want to stress from my standpoint with this social media marketing and website and broadcast is that if you are a business, a family, or an organization, and you want to see your name in the broadcast, like many are scrolling at the bottom of this broadcast, is that you're promoted while we're live, and you're promoted, obviously, when people go home and watch it within that 24-hour window. Then you're able to be seen again at the end of the season when all of the games are put up for public view. But we promote you beyond the broadcast, meaning that your business is listed on our website and hyperlinked back to your business. So if you're, let's say, for instance, Klusner Construction that's just up on the screen, there's actually some text on our website, and then it bounces back to their Facebook page. But then every time we have a game graphic that you saw earlier with Jackson Miller, it goes out on Instagram, it goes out on Twitter, it goes out on Facebook, and we mention those sponsors again. So what you're paying for is not just a ball game or a season of ball games. You're paying for some digital marketing opportunities that get yourself in front of a lot of eyes.
And Darren, you can weigh in on this part. We decided when we initially negotiated all this that we would donate 30% of what we make back to the school.
Right.
How important has that been?
Oh, I mean,
is that?
It's very helpful. I mean, there's a lot of expense that people I don't think realize that come along with that athletic department. I mean, we pay for the transportation, so that means we got bus drivers, we got fuel. There's always equipment that needs to be purchased. We get new basketballs for the basketball teams every year, new footballs, new volleyballs, all have to be purchased. Referees, I'm getting ready to next year I'm giving referees a raise. I mean, we got to get ourselves where we're competitive with the area schools on how much we're paying officials, so that's going to make our expenses go up. So, obviously we rely on people coming to the games. We're happy to have you for people that can't make it to the games, but it takes quite a bit to run the department, and we're in good shape. I mean, we're not hurting or anything. We been fortunate enough to be able to make some big purchases since I've been in, and happy to be able to do that. We have a new baseball scoreboard that's going to be installed.
Wow.
It came in this week, so ready to get it put up, whenever the weather's going to be good here after the first of the year. And got some good sponsorship. Hopefully we'll get some more sponsorship for that. But it's nice, it's always good that, what we're getting back from you helps us with stuff like that.
One thing I find that's interesting, and you see it pop up on the web sometimes, where people say the crowds are getting less and less, and it's live stream's fault but yet we're finding out, I believe you have looked into it a little bit and found out that that's not the case.
Yeah, I've kept track of the numbers on ticket sales over the last 4 years, and I don't know, I don't have numbers for before anybody started doing live streaming, but I know over the last 4 years, our ticket sales have been fairly consistent over the 4 years that I've been in doing this for all the sports. Obviously, you're going to have some outlier games. In football, it's Sullivan. I mean, obviously that's going to be a big gate. A lot of people are going to come to that. So the years you play Sullivan, you're going to have a higher attendance average and more revenue coming in on the years you play them. For girls basketball, you look back at the North Knox game 2 years ago when the gym was packed, and that obviously brought in some extra money for us for that year. So there's always an outlier game in there. Even on the other side of it, you look when Phelan Academy came to us last season for football, they hardly brought any fans, and the numbers were down for that game. Plus, it was on a Saturday afternoon, and there were other events going on. So, ticket sales and attendance have been pretty consistent for us over the last 4 years.
Well, both teams now are in the locker rooms. Oh, I stand corrected. The Pioneers coming out of the locker room right now in the all-black with red trim. Let's take – Heather?
We always, when you talk about sponsorships and so forth, people a lot of times will ask us, well, if you're giving the school 30%, then you guys must be making a lot of money at 70%. And what I think people don't realize is that 70% that is left over, so to speak, pays for IHSAA fees. So every time we go to a tournament, it covers that, which those are not as expensive as some people have made them out to be, but they are a pretty good fee. Obviously, we have a lot of money in equipment. We have our minor broadcasting club. We give out scholarships.
Travel.
Obviously, we have travel. Like tonight, we traveled, an hour, 15 minutes away. So, and we're always doing equipment upgrades, like on the computer, just because we have to keep up with the technology that is required to run the broadcast. So, I think, someone called earlier in the week and said, well, I probably don't want to sponsor because it's probably thousands and thousands of dollars. And $100 gets your name on a broadcast every game the entire season plus postseason. So that's not too bad. So, and 30% of that goes directly back to the school. So
now we do have the minor pride package, which is more.
We do have the minor pride package, and let's talk about that. We have something very exciting in the works for our minor pride sponsors.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And it's going to be unveiled second to third week of January. So
I don't even think we've told Darren about that yet.
No, we have not. That's coming.
Might have some news for you tonight.
All right.
But we're very excited for those sponsors that signed on in August and July of last year and said, hey, I want to be on every single broadcast, whether it's girls basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, football. And we're very excited for that. We are getting ready here to have the starting lineups, which will be once again sponsored by Klusner Construction of Linton. Whether it is a remodel or a new construction, it's done right the first time, every time. You choose Tony and his crew of Klusner Construction.
Bart Wade.
And Tony Klusner.
Yep. So the Miners are back out on the floor warming up, and there's always kind of, I don't know why, here I am an elderly guy, but I still get excited when these kids they just come out on the floor, Darren. Oh, it's like it's game night,
yep.
It's like, I guess that feeling really never goes away.
It doesn't, and basketball is always special in Indiana, and just getting ready for another game, and it's always exciting.
One thing I will say, it is a little cramped, and poor Darren, when I do the scorebook, I'm going to be like right over in these. But we need to get I need to get a smaller scorebook next year, maybe, or something.
Fine. It's
Darren,
fine.
That's a big one.
You're good.
But the last time Darren worked with us, we were kidding about this, and that was that in Illinois or Ohio?
Illinois.
Darren was actually sitting in the crowd with a headset on.
And that was in Wayne City, Illinois. There must be something about Wayne.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready here for the opening festivities. I don't know if they do national anthem in between these games.
I have not heard.
I would think they probably did at the start of the first one, and we'll just do lineups and go.
Yeah.
We want to say hello to Dan and Mel Daly, who are watching, grandson Connor Daly, and the rest of the awesome Miners. We are a little bit off center from our camera view just based on the restrictions here, so we're going to do our best to show equal coverage from both sides of the court.
Oakland City University and our Mighty Oaks women's basketball program would like to welcome everyone to our
Here, I'll try to listen in.
The Ballot at Oakland City University, sponsored by the Heartbroken. And now for your starting lineups. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Wayne Pioneers. At guard, number 0, Colton Heck. At guard, number 1, Ronnie Stanley. At guard, number 2, Isaac Bennett. At forward, number 13, Cooper Atkins. And at forward, number 22, Peyton Parker.
So you heard. Well, listen to the Miners.
At guard, number 2, Cooper Smith. At guard, number 3, Jackson Miller. At forward, number 11, Paul Oliver. At forward, number 12, Hayden Felton. And at forward, number 15, Connor Daly.
So there you have the starters: Heck, Staley, Meddings, Adkins, and Hatton for the Pioneers. And for the Miners, it's Smith, Miller, Oliver, Feltner, and Daly. Now, if you missed it earlier when Darren and I were talking, these two teams played last summer in a game right here in this gymnasium, but the leading scorer for the Pioneers, Ronnie Staley, did not participate in that game. Coach told us that before this game started, so it'll be much different tonight. Paul Oliver getting ready to jump up, and 13. Cooper Adkins at 6'4", both players 6'4". So we start the jump. Paul Oliver is able to get up and control the tip, but
quick shot.
Meddlings with a shot up. Let's see here. Did they call a foul on that?
Nope, just out of bounds.
Just
on
out
the
of bounds.
rebound. Yep. Man, they didn't waste any time getting a shot up.
That'll be interesting to see. Trying to get situated around this pipe that we're sitting behind here. Daly on the fly. He wants to go coast to coast. Nope, kicks it back. Jackson Miller on the left wing, coming around on top. Oliver. Cross court, Cooper. Hands back to Daly. Opens lane, nope, kicks it back. Miller drives to his left, pops the jumper, sweet.
Nice job by Jackson that time.
Jackson averaging 7 points a ball game. There's a jumper on the left side, and it's no good, but they call traveling on that?
Nope, he was on the sideline. You're seeing that more and more at all levels. He's standing on the sideline when he catches the ball. Court awareness, very important. Second turnover already for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Jackson Miller bringing the ball up. The Miners with a 2-0 lead. Daly. Cooper Smith. Nice pass underneath to an open Daly, and he can control it. Turnover. Pioneers running the other way. Staley, their leading scorer with the ball, gets it to Meddings. Now out on top. Can't quite check that number. That's 0. Okay, back to 1. Staley. They're moving the ball on the perimeter now. Being a little more deliberate this time down the floor, Darren. Yes, oops, another traveling call. This time, Cotton Heck, 6'2".
I think it's Colton.
Is it Colton?
Yeah.
This first quarter
I can't even read my own writing, Darren.
quarter sponsored by Key Associates of Linton.
Thank you very much for that, Heather. There's a ball tipped away. Oh, and a lucky break there. Great play by Feltner, who tipped the ball. It went off one of the Pioneers out of bounds and turned out to be minor ball.
Both teams kind of just feeling each other out here in the early going.
Miller bounced pass to Daly. Thought he might pull the trigger there, but he didn't. Miller open. Wants to go inside to Oliver. Quick double team. The pass is perfect and goes right in between for the easy bunny for Oliver. He had people in front and in back, and they still were able to make that play work.
Nice pass from Jackson that time.
4-0. Staley with the ball. Tries to get it to his fellow player over there on the right-hand side, and the Miners come up with a steal.
4 straight turnover for the Pioneers.
Feltner. Nice shake and bake. Goes to the cup. Loses control of the ball. Was it tipped?
Nope, a foul.
Foul call. Feltner will go to the line. Darren, this gives us a little chance maybe to talk about the honor he received during football. I mean, talk a little bit about what a big deal that is.
It's a very prestigious award to win the Mental Attitude Award. They give it for all the sports. Just a great kid and a great honor for him to be able to receive that.
Hayden hits the first one, and that's for all the players in 2A, correct?
You have to get to the state finals to.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Second free throw. Boy, that was perfect. Hayden on the money. He's got 2 points. The Miners jump out to a quick advantage of 6-0. We are live at Oakland City University, home of the Mighty Oaks. And boy, there's a great tray shot by Isaac Meddings, the first Walton Funeral Service three-pointer of the ball game. Oliver drives, loses control. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Linton. Feltner will trigger the inbound. Daly working on the right side. Opening up in a man-for-man, both teams. Feltner on the left side. Daly, top of the key. Is that a tray? Yes,
it is.
They signal it is. Connor Daly with the Walton Funeral Service three-pointer.
9-3 lead for the Miners. Good ball movement that time. Good patience. Got a good look.
Working the ball out on top. Staley wants to drive, turns, pivots. Nice shot, but it won't fall. 2 Miners compete for that rebound, and Cooper Smith is able to pull it down. Jackson Miller coming out on the right side, swings it left. Daly. Nice fake. Oh, he tried to scissor in between 2 people, couldn't quite get it done. Gets called for the offensive foul, and he drove to the cup.
Yeah, just a little bit out of control that time, but
I keep going up and down, Darren. I can't see. I can't decide if I can see over this or not.
Rail right here in front of us. It's not in a great location.
We need the height of those 6'8" guys working the concession stand. Then we could see over this railing. Staley bringing it up with the left hand. Switches to the right. Wants to take his player to the hoop. And they're going to call a body foul on Cooper Smith.
Cooper's doing a pretty good job on him that time. Just got a little bit out of position there and had to push him a little bit to cut him off.
Staley averages 13 points a ball game. And he's, as I said, their leading scorer. They get it out on top to Colton Heck with the left hand. And the ball tipped out of bounds by Daly. It'll stay with the Pioneers.
Floor appears to be a little bit slick. He slid around her. Heck did both times. There's 2 times stopped and kind of had a little slide to him.
That's interesting. Is there any way that could happen just in, I mean, this is the 3rd game of the night. There's another tray. That one is canned by Meddings again. He has 6. That's his 2nd tray of the ball game. Walton Funeral Service three-pointer. And that makes it 9-6, Miners on top. Daly fires a tray of his own. It's long. Coming the other way.
First miss for the Miners.
Daly trying to come up with his steals. He deflects the upcourt pass out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pioneers. Colton Heck will inbound. Getting it over on the right side to Meddings. Back to Staley. Little yo-yo dribble out on top, and now he gets it to
Slid again.
Heck, who slid? Yeah, he did. That is interesting. You can hear the shoes, but that's normal. But Darren picked up on that.
Usually if there's a squeak, you don't get that slide.
Nice run to the rim by Staley with the left hand off the glass. And just like that, it's a 9-8 ball game, Darren.
Yeah.
Looked like Miners were going to come out in control, but the Pioneers have come back. Daly wants to go inside to Paul Oliver, who hasn't announced his presence here yet tonight. That pass, that kick out, goes out of bounds. It's a turnover on the Miners. Wayne Bull.
Third turnover on the Miners.
We have our first substitutions coming into the ball game. Tucker Lent is coming in, and also Jake Rose has come into the ball game.
As did Reuben Goodman.
And Goodman. I missed that. Thank you.
Wholesale substitutions here.
So the only other two that remain in the ball game is Oliver and
Miller,
the point guard, Jackson Miller. Working on the left side, Staley thought he was going to go around. Paul Oliver defending him. Now Lent will pick him up. He's open, shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Oliver. Miners coming the other way. Quick pass to Reuben. Miller kicks it out. Rose. So far, no clear shots in these one-on-ones. Of course, now they're feeling each other out again, Darren, because we got 3 new players out there.
Yeah, both teams have played pretty good defense so far.
Jackson Miller goes to the left-hand side. Jake Rose with a tray, no good. Rebound is fired out of there. Staley on the run.
Nobody stopped the basketball.
Nobody.
They lucked out.
Reuben Goodman to Paul Oliver. Paul takes it right to the cup and a power drive. 4 points for Paul Oliver. 2:20 now remaining in this first quarter. As Heather already pointed out, I think, brought to you by Key Associates of Linton. Staley with the ball. I'm surprised Paul Oliver's on the ball here. They kick it back out. Miners man for man.
Cooper Smith was guarding Staley earlier.
Yeah.
With him out, looks like they're going to go with Paul.
Doing some shake and bake with Medding. He gets it back out to a little runner in the lane. That was Colton Heck, right? Number 0. Coming the other way. Jumper. Up, no good. That's by Goodman. Court length pass. They try to save it. That's almost, you want to use football and not would say the pass was incomplete. Have a substitute. Heck is going out. And coming in, I'm still waiting, number 11, Landon Priest, who I read on their website was their player of the game their last time out. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Paul Oliver on the right-hand side. Working with his left hand. Miller open for the tray. No good. Miners not shooting particularly well tonight. There's a pass that gets away from Miller. He runs it down. Jackson working with the left hand. Oliver on the left wing. Wanted to go into a posted. Tucker Lent. But the pass was errant and goes out of bounds.
4th turnover for the Miners now.
Priest will inbound. Staley awaits the ball.
Pretty fast-moving quarter here.
It really is. Just a shade over a minute now remaining in this first quarter. Glad to have you along. Priest with the ball. Jumper outside the circle, and that tray will count for Isaac Meddings, and that is his 3rd tray, Darren. 9 points for Meddings.
First lead of the game for Wayne here. See how the Miners react.
A Walton Funeral Service 3-pointer. Goodman, right-hand side to Oliver. Ball knocked away, out of bounds by Priest. Goodman. Miller. Oliver. Bounce pass. Jake, nice feed inside, up off the glass by Lent. No good, but I think he was fouled.
Yep, couple of free throws. Nice pass by Jake Rose there, and get Tucker look at a couple of free throws here.
Tucker averaging 5 a game. He's yet to get on the board here tonight. Boy, talk a little bit, Darren, about what a valuable addition he's been to this year's team.
Yeah, he's really going to bring some I like the way he rebounds the basketball especially, and he'll get more comfortable on offense and get to know his teammates as the season goes on too.
He brings another power presence to that inside. It's not just Paul Oliver anymore. That second free throw is up and no good. Court length pass. This is what Darren pointed out. They like to move fast. Staley in the lane. He wants to take it 1-on-3. Can't. He missed it. He had other teammates open, but he elected to do a 1-on-3. Lent on the pass from Oliver. Now he's trapped. And what do they call traveling on Tucker Lent? Pioneer Bowl. That was a great lead pass by Oliver, Darren, but Lent just didn't see the opportunity to get it up to the cup.
Yeah, it was actually Reuben Goodman that had it underneath there.
Number 20. Coming across the timeline. Out on top. Staley on the right-hand side. He wants it. Hits it. Ronnie Staley right at the buzzer. And that makes it 16-12 with that Walton Funeral Service three-pointer at the end of one. The Pioneers leading the Miners by 4. This is Rader Media Sports.
Fish Monuments is located at 289 A Street Northeast in Linton. They will meet with you to design your special cemetery monument. So whether you're pre-planning or have recently experienced the death of a loved one, contact Fish Monuments in Linton or reach them by phone at 930-236-3002. If you need an Evolution golf cart, Gaither Power Sports is a place for you. Prices starting at $69.95. They come with an 8-year battery warranty and 0% financing for 36 months is available. Gaither Power Sports is also your Abington e-bike dealer. Gaither Power Sports and Trailer Sales is located on State Road 54, just west of Linton, in business since 2003. Kevin?
Well, at the end of one, it's quite a comeback by Wayne. The Miners jumped out to a quick lead, but then 1, 2, 3, 4 trays, and that'll easily bring you back into the ball game. They're leading now, 16-12.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a better job defending the three-pointer. That's what's kept them in the ball game here.
And again, keep in mind, as we said in the pregame, I think we're going to see a lot of different players tonight. Jackson Miller coming across the timeline, working on the left side.
This quarter is sponsored by Key Associates of Linton.
Daly. Back to Miller. Free throw line jumper up, no good. Followed by Daly, no good. He timed it perfectly, but just couldn't get the ball to fall for him. Reuben Goodman picks up the foul. Miners just can't seem to get in a groove, Darren.
No, they really can't. After that 6-0 start, things have kind of slowed down for us. Clock keeper's not got the clock turned on. It's easy to fall asleep. He has no idea. Get a little bonus basketball here.
Yeah, we still do, don't we?
He has no idea it's not on.
Now they're working it inside. There's a foul call, and you're right. That's about 15 seconds of bonus basketball there. A couple of Miners getting ready to check back in. It's Feltner and Smith, but they'll not get in yet because right now going to the line, it looks like, is that 0? Is that Heck or is that 10?
Who'd they call that foul on?
Don't know. I think this is Colton Priest at the line, and he hits it. Yes, it is. Colton, 6'2", 160-pound freshman in the ball game. Averages 4 points a ball game. He'll get another one. 17-12. Wayne on top. Miners coming down with the ball.
Need a bucket here. Get things going back our way. They've scored 4 straight.
Miller. Feltner. Cooper Smith cutting to the hoop. Daly, nice pivot. Up off the glass, the and one.
Nice move that time by Connor. Good patience.
Boy, he went to his left first, Darren, and that was occupied. Switched back to the right and had an open path to the hoop. Connor so far now with 5 in the game. Make it 6. That's the kind of play the Miners need. They get that lead now, or the deficit now, down to 2 at 17-15. Staley working with the ball. He almost got Miller was sneaking up on the back behind him to try to tip that ball away. That pass off the mark. Miller coming across the timeline. Daly. Oh, they make an attempt on the ball, and he makes them pay for it.
My.
No, he goes off the bunny. Can't get it to fall, but what great hustle by Feltner. Cooper Smith will try to follow. And Wayne still gets it out. Boy, the Miners just having trouble making it. There's a nice move. Priest takes it to the rack, and look at that block by Jake Rose. He may be 6 foot, Darren, but he can play much taller than that.
Yeah, but they got him for the foul on that one.
Priest at 6'3" was going to the cup, and Rose skied and knocked the ball away. Did draw the foul, but he's going to make him earn him at the line. Priest makes the first one. He'll get another. You could see Priest kind of look around like, did you really block that? 18-15, Wayne ahead. Priest will get another. Shot up on the way. Good. Averages at 4, and he's already at 4 with about 6:46 to play in the first half.
All their points here in the first part of the second quarter have been from the free throw line.
Jackson Miller will bring it up.
Clock has not started again. Here we go.
I love Darren's analogy on that. Bonus basketball.
It's easy when you're keeping that scoreboard to get caught up in watching the game, and the next thing you know, you've not turned it on. Or turned it off in some cases.
Yeah. Oh, Cooper took his eyes off the ball on that pass. I think he already knew where he was going to go with that, Darren.
Yep, just got a little bit ahead of himself, had maybe a sweep and drive to the basket and let it get through his hands.
Staley walking it up, eyes his coach. 6 minutes and 30 seconds on a running clock right now in this second quarter. Staley is going to take it in on Daly. Nope, kicks it back out. Jumper in the air, off, no good by Meddings.
Jake Rose, the defensive
Jake
rebound.
Rose with a rebound, right. Daly on the right-hand side. Miller pivots to his left. Daly fakes. Back to Miller. Backs it off to set it up. Daly now on the left side. Jake Rose. Looks like he slid just a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I thought he slid out there when he caught that outlet pass on the break.
Miller. Little stutter step. Can't make anything go. Back to Daly. Connor Daly. Spin in the lane. Jumper. No good. Tips it out. We're going to be coming the other way. Staley 1-on-2. That's not going to stop him, and he gets right to the cup. 7 points for Staley. He averages 13.
They've got their biggest lead now. Matches our biggest lead of 6.
21-15. 5:22 to play in the first half. Underneath. Feltner.
Nice pass from Cooper Smith.
2 for Hayden. 4 now for Hayden. His 2 points in the basket, but 4 for the game. Staley working on Connor Daly. Gets it across here to a substitute now in the ball game. Peyton Markham. Markham there. Staley. Kicks it out. Drive with the left hand. Trapped. Markham likes the jumper. Puts it up in the air. No good. Rebound. Cooper Smith kind of tapped it to Connor Daly. Miner basketball. 21-17. 4:30 now remaining. Clock running in this first half. Miners trailing by 4. Jake Rose driving with the left hand. Connor Daly wide open for the tray. Yes.
Got a good look that time off of some penetration from Rose.
A Walton 3-point season sponsor shot.
9 points now for Connor. Meddings on the left side. Heck. Markham. No good. Follows his shot. Comes up with a rebound. Working on the left side is Heck. Staley in the lane. Jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down there by Cooper Smith. Daly ahead of the crowd. Runner, good. Connor Daly is having things go his way, and the Pioneer head coach wants to talk about it as the Miners come back and take a 1-point lead. What a run that was. Miners leading 22-21 with 3:39 to play in the first half. This is Rader Media Sports. Rick Krine's Auto Detailing is the place to take your car, truck, or off-road vehicle for complete auto detailing and cleaning, and a ceramic coat that'll make it shine. Call Rick at 812-201-9551.
I'll make it shine like it's mine.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports. Crane Credit Union offers school spirit debit cards that allow you to show your school spirit each time you use your card, while knowing that a portion of your purchase will be donated back to your school too. If you'd like a spirit card or more information, visit your local branch or visit cranecu.org.
Now, Darren, we're seeing a little bit of a different lineup here for the Miners. Goodman in, Lint, Oliver, Miller, and Daly. There's a nice spin move to the rack. Great play by Isaac Meddings. 3-6-9-11 for Isaacs. Oliver wants to drive right into traffic, and he loses the ball. We're coming the other way. Square up for the tray. Nope. Short jumper. No. They feed it even lower. Right at the cup. The ball off the glass. No good, but there's a foul. And going to the line is Cooper Adkins.
Yep, Tucker Lint that time. Boy, you got to get back on defense with this team. And their penetration game, Coach told me, talking to him yesterday, they remind him a lot of Mitchell with better guard play, and I can see that. They like to penetrate. They like to kick it to three-point shooters, and we know Mitchell had good three-point shooting. And this team's been able to get into the lane more and either complete the shot in the lane or kick it out to open three-point shooters. So Miners going to have to do a better job of keeping them out of the lane.
Markham going out. Landon, has now checked in. Second free throw by Adkins. He missed the first. He cans the second one. That's his first point of the night. He's averaging 9. Those are nice 9 points off your bench. Just a shade over 3 minutes to play in the first half. 24-22. Miners trailing. There's a shot by Daly, no good. We're coming the other way. Priest with a rebound. Staley off and running. He's looking for an open path. He finds it. Boy, you can sometimes tell a shooter's mentality, Darren. He is off, and you know what he's going to do.
Yep, just got to get that basketball stopped sooner. Let him get inside there and too close to the basket, and he's able to convert.
Miller working on the left side. Goodman. Rubin kicks it to Daly. Right side, Jackson Miller open for the tray. Off the back iron, no good. Lint with a rebound. Pulls it down, no. Daly with a follow, no. The Miners get 3 tries and can't get them to go. Staley. Off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled out by Lint. Jackson Miller, head up, finds Reuben Goodman. Reuben wants to take it to the cup. They're out of bounds. It'll be Miner basketball. Darren, I noticed that when the Miners try to go to that rack, they get a quick defensive help. Wayne is able to close that off pretty quick.
Yeah, they're a solid team here. You just have to keep working the ball, keep getting movement, and hopefully get good looks.
Goodman will inbound from the side. 2:08 to play in the first half. 26-22. Miners trailing by 4 to the Pioneers of Wayne, West Virginia. You heard me right.
Good idea that time trying to get a backdoor cut, but not a good pass, and ends up being yet another Miner turnover.
Meddings with the ball in the left hand. Tries to go inside. That's no good. Goes to Markham. Now out on top to Heck with the left hand. Tries to go right to the rack. It's blocked. Paul Oliver having trouble picking it up, but he gets it up now. Court length pass to Daly. Fakes once. Gets his shot blocked. Pulls the second one back down. Looks for help. Finds Jackson Miller. Little runner off the glass. That won't count. He hits the deck. A reversal. Turnaround shot by Lent won't fall either. Boy, the Miners having some trouble.
Can't get the ball to go in the basket right now.
They're getting opportunities. They're crashing the boards.
Yep.
That's one thing the coach had said. He said in every game they've been able to lead in the rebounding story, and they are probably leading tonight, but they're not getting the shots.
Yep, unable to convert down there on some really good looks on the inside.
26-22, clock running, 1:15 to play. I feel like we're in soccer bonus time here now, Darren, since the clock wasn't running a couple of times. Taking it to the top. Colton Heck with the ball.
Cleared out, and I bet he tries to look to go to the basket. Now he actually picked it up.
Yep, stopped his dribble.
See if they hold for the last shot here.
Still working on the right side. Meddings with the ball. We're at 48 seconds, clock running. Meddings, jumper, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Lent. Lent sets a nice screen. Daly gets around one man, has to get around another, and he can't. He's fouled. Boy, they just recover quickly to try to help out. But Daly, at least this time, will go to the line.
Yeah, Connor's been pretty aggressive here in the first half. Got to convert these here now. Get the free looks. Got to make these.
He has 11 on the night so far. He's averaging 15. He gets a shooter's roll on that one.
That breaks a 5-0 run by the Pioneers.
Jake Rose checking into the ball game now. Reuben Goodman has gone out, so they're trading one freshman for another. Daly hits the second one. Connor is having quite a half. He's going out right now. Cooper Smith has come back in at 30 seconds, just a shade over 30 seconds to play. Clock not running yet. There it goes.
Miners need to get a stop here.
Ronnie Staley coming up with the ball. Yo-yo dribble at the top of the key.
Possession arrow belongs to the Pioneers to start the third quarter, so they'll probably try to cash in
Meddings.
2 for 1.
Inside Priest. Ball goes out of bounds. Ooh, I thought that might be Wayne ball. I thought that might have gone off of Lent, but referee says no. Miners will get probably the last shot at 13 ticks remaining. Daly coming back in. Goodman coming in. Lent going out. Cooper Smith going out. I know as a coach, oftentimes they're working on a particular play here.
That's an offense for defense switch there. Connor's having a good night on the offensive end, so I brought him back in here.
Miller across the timeline, goes along the screen. They get it into Oliver off the glass. Great feed. Assist by Miller to Paul Oliver. He has 6. 1 second left. Court length shot off the backboard. Misses, and we're going to go to intermission with a tie ball game. 26-all between Wayne Pioneers and the Linton Stockton Miners. So at the intermission, we'll take it to a break. This is Rader Media Sports.
At Violet & Company, we love assisting each of you in all of life's special moments. We are a locally owned floral shop at 69 North Main Street in downtown Linton. Contact us at 812-847-3208 to purchase your arrangement for any special occasion or stop in for that perfect gift. Stay in touch with us on Facebook under Violet & Company for upcoming events and to see our latest creations. We encourage you to live life in full bloom.
It starts well before the lights are turned on. The grill at the Grill is fired up well before the front door is unlocked and the first customer ventures in.
I've been coming to the Grill for 30 years. It's the best restaurant in Greene County.
It's a Ling tradition that's lasted over 100 years and in the same family for over the last 40. Open 7 days a week with carry out, and speaking of traditions, they have steak night every Friday and Saturday night. If you didn't stop by today, there's always tomorrow at the Grill in downtown Linton. Linton Sporting Goods has an over 20-year tradition of offering Hoosiers the best in sports equipment and apparel. They feature Wilson, Demarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, Mizuno, and much more. Get ready for any sports season by shopping at Linton Sporting Goods on Highway 54. Where the winners shop.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports, and we want to thank those sponsors that you've seen tonight in rotation that make this broadcast free to view for you all at home. Are you guys ready to do some stats, or do you want me to keep running some ads?
I think we're ready.
Yeah.
I think we go. I just wanted to look up and see if there was an update on any Oregon 36, Stanford 19, but I think that's probably basketball. I was just wanted to check and see what the playoffs were doing. Tennessee, Ohio State. Wow, Ohio State 21, Tennessee nothing. Penn State beats SMU 38-10, and Texas beats Clemson 38-24. Just some score updates. Darren, I'm one off on the Pioneers, but I'm going to go with what I have here, and we'll see. I'll compare it to yours, and maybe we'll get this figured out. Colton Heck with 2, Ronnie Staley with 9, including 3 buckets from the field and 1 tray, 3 trays and a bucket from the field for 11 for Isaac Meddings. Colton Pierce, I had him for 2 of 2 from the free throw line and 1 2-point shot for 4. And I had Cooper Adkins with 1, but that's 27. So somehow I've added a free throw that somebody that doesn't have it.
Yeah, I'm not doing their individual free throws. The one guy I know was just 1 for 2 on his.
Okay.
There were a couple of guys were 1 for 2, and one guy was 2 for 2 on their free throws.
Yeah. We come back over to Linton Stockton. Cooper Smith with did not score. Jackson Miller with a deuce. Paul Oliver 3 baskets from the field for 6. Hayden Feltner 4 points, including 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Connor Daly has hit 13. He averages 13 for the game. He was 1, 2, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 2 trays and 2 baskets from the field for 13. And then Tucker Lint, I had him 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 26. So that's where we fall at 26-26. But Darren, I know you're doing some magic work over there other than just the scoring.
Yeah, the difference in the ball game right now is shooting percentage. The Miners just 9 out of 25 from the floor, so 36% for the Miners. Meanwhile, Wayne's also hit 9 shots. They've only taken 21, so their shooting percentage is better. You know, based on how many shots the Miners have got up, we should have a little bit of a lead. Turnovers are fairly even. We've got 8. They've got 7. We've got the lead on rebounding, 6 offensive rebounds, 12 defensive rebounds for us. So the rebounds have given us the extra shots. We've just not been able to convert them down there.
Yeah, that's been kind of a little bit of a frustration, maybe more in the second quarter than in the first. There were times, at least twice I know, where we counted at least 3 shots at the hoop, and they couldn't get it to fall.
Just couldn't get it to go. So once again, just keep hitting those boards. I mean, if you lead in that, I know Coach is going to want them to cut down on turnovers. 8 at halftime is too many. I'm sure his goal is probably somewhere around 10 for the game. So to already have 8 at halftime is too many turnovers. Going to have to do something to stop the penetration into the lane. That's what's created a lot of their scoring, either getting into the lane and finishing or getting into the lane and kicking it out to an open 3-point shooter, and they've shot the ball pretty well from 3-point range.
I know the Miners have, I won't say they're not dependent on this, but it's been nice when you have 2 or 3 at least in double figures, sometimes 4 and 5. And right now it's really Connor Daly for the first half.
It really has been. Connor's been the one that's been aggressive and taking it to the basket.
Paul's been aggressive, but I think they're quickly double teaming him. Are they not?
They've scouted us, I'm sure, and they know Paul's leading us in scoring, and they've done a good job of shutting him down. On the inside there. He's got 6 points here at the half, and I'm sure we'll try to do something to maybe get him untracked a little bit too.
The Pioneers have come back out of the locker room. The Miners are still in the locker room.
I'm getting some score updates from around 1A and 2A for you. I'm looking for one more here, and then I'm going to give you some score updates before we go back to a few different sponsor ads. So in 2A, number 1 Park Heritage has beaten South Putnam 79-46. Eastern Green and Vincennes Reveille are currently in progress, as is Edgewood and Sullivan. Brownstown Central and Mitchell, the final from that, Brownstown Central 63, Mitchell 60.
Wow, close ball game.
North Decatur and Triton Central beat North Decatur 62-44. But number 5 Bar Reef played Vincennes Lincoln today. Vincennes Lincoln beat them 42-35. So I think I heard a little bit of this.
Is that boys?
Boys. I heard a little bit of this today as we were setting up in the hospitality room, that this was one of the officials that's actually coaching or officiating this game, officiated that game and said that it was obviously an upset. So That's a little bit of scores around the league, and we're going to right now, I want to get back to reading a couple of our sponsor ads quickly here before we resume in the third quarter. Are you looking for TV or high-speed internet? Give Mike Morin a call at Midwest Satellite. He offers dish TV plans starting at $91.99 a month and T-Mobile high-speed internet for $60 a month. Call Midwest Satellite at 812-847-8848. Call Mike. He will treat you right. Also, Marsh Madness Sandhill Crane Festival is brought to you by the Friends of Goose Pond in partnership with Goose Pond Fish and Wildlife Area. Kickoff is Friday, February 14th and all day Saturday, February 15th, 2025 at Humphreys Park and Goose Pond Visitor Center. Visit www.friendsofgoosepond.org for more information. And Autumn Trace of Greene County is the perfect setting for seniors to call home. Seniors can live as independently as they wish while enjoying as much supportive care as they may request in their daily lives from their 24-hour care staff. Call Jessica and her staff at 812-699-4464 to schedule your tour. Come and find out why so many of your friends and neighbors have already picked Autumn Trace as their choice to age in place. Darren?
So where the North Central girls, they stayed undefeated. They win 45-36 today over Marshall, Illinois. I want to share something, if I can get back to it here real quick. Something I got in an email from last night's game that this will always mean more to me than any win or loss that our team has along the way. This was a thing sent to the IHSAA. It's an exemplary behavior report that was sent by one of the officials last night for the ball game. It says Matt Britton and the entire Linton basketball team demonstrated outstanding sportsmanship during their contest against Shakamak High School this evening. The players played very hard from start to finish and conducted themselves in a very professional manner towards the opposing team and officials. Coach Britton has developed a culture of hard work and respect that the IHSA is looking for in its member schools.
Wow.
So things like that always mean more to me, whether I was coaching, whether I'm in this position. Things like that are always more important to me than any win or loss that we get.
And can we also say, because I know Heather posted pictures of this, the cheerleaders who have, talk a little bit about that, because that is tremendous.
100%. So the cheerleaders after the games go around and pick up trash on both sides of the gym and help with that.
Staley coming across the timeline. We're in the second half. Jumper the right side, no good. It's a Trey attempt. He'll get 3 attempts here from the free throw line. It's Meddings, who, by the way, I believe has signed a letter of intent to play here for the Mighty Oaks, according to the coach.
This third quarter is sponsored by Key Associates of Linton. You're very key to the best. Call Allie Walton, Mary Beth Geralds, and Audrey Sparks of Linton today.
Meddings averaging 11 points on the night, or a night, and he already has 12, Darren.
Yeah, he's played really well here so far. 3 free throws.
Missed the second one. It's always funny. You know you're in rural Indiana when you can still hear the train driving by while you're watching a game. Third free throw is up and good. So he hit 2 of 3, and now the Pioneers have a 2-point, 28-26 lead just underway in quarter number 3. Trying to go to Paul Oliver because he has a mismatch with Staley on him. Paul, again, quickly double-teamed and get it out of the corner. Daly wants to go to the cup. He travels. He looked like he was going to be able to make the turn, and all of a sudden the body came out, and he collided. And
they got a little bit of a hand on the ball there that kind of caused him to stutter step and created the turnover.
Staley working on the left side to Meddings, trying to get around a screen. Up off the glass, no good. Oliver with a rebound, kicks it out quickly to Jackson Miller. Across the timeline. Tries to wind his way through traffic, and oh boy. Oh, I thought he was hurt, but no, he might have hit his tailbone a little bit.
Boy, we lucked out there. They threw it in the corner, and they let Cooper guard 2 players at once and gave Jackson a chance to get back into play.
That is good. Staley against Cooper Smith. They clear it out for him. Bounce pass low. Oliver picks it out. Picks it off. Coming the other way. Nice feed. Off the glass. Good. Good trailing move by Feltner to get the easy hoop. And a great assist from Paul. Staley on the right side. They get it out on top to Heck. Now back to Staley.
Too
nice.
easy.
Nice.
Too easy.
He just drives exceptionally well. And he's only 6 foot. I don't want to say only, but he goes right into the trees and doesn't have a problem. Drive by Daly. Takes it up and draws the foul on number 13, Cooper Adkins. Daly will shoot a pair.
Another nice job by Connor. That time he set a screen and kind of slipped out of it and got a good feed inside.
So we said Connor averaging 13. He's already there. So he's having a good night. Hits that free throw. Miners right now trailing by 1, 30-29. Connor has a chance to tie it up, and he does. 15 for Daly.
I still think this is the end of the floor. It's going to win or lose the game for us right here.
Nice move. Jumper on the inside. Meddings makes it count. Isaac with 14 points. He averages 11. Keep that in mind. He is having a high tonight. He's having a Connor Daly night. Miller on the right side to Oliver. Paul gets it to Feltner on the baseline.
Nice
Cooper
job.
Misses it. Oliver comes up with a rebound, but he's fouled. And boy, poor Cooper Adkins, since he came back into the game, is just drawing a couple of fouls after foul. The 6'4", 170-pound senior.
Boy, it's a nice job by Cooper that time. Smith to get himself a good look and just couldn't convert.
I'm just surprised they put Staley on Oliver. Are you surprised by that at all?
He took advantage of it there, took it right to the basket,
He did.
and tied things up.
Staley coming with it across the timeline. Right side. Shot blocked by Daly. Miners coming the other way. Feltner. Cooper Smith spins. Kicks it out to Daly. Shake and bake. Goes to the cup. Reverse layup. No good. And guess what? A foul again on Cooper Adkins. I think that's 3 just since this third quarter began.
Probably going to get him a seat on the bench here and get Connor a couple more free throws.
The Miners have shot well. I've not totaled those up, but they have only missed one. I'd have to count up how many we've actually had. That one's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have them 10 of 11. That's impressive.
It is.
Connor turns and hits it. 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the second half. 17 for Connor Daly. And it gives the Miners, more importantly, gives them a 2-point edge at 34-32. Meddings working on the double team. They kick it over to Heck. Shot, no good. Rebound, Oliver. Paul coming up. Cooper back to Oliver. Off the glass. Nice give and go. Paul Oliver coming up with his 10th point of the night. And the Miners, you hate to say it's the biggest lead they've had in a while, but 36-32, a 4-point edge. Top of the free throw line. Sweet jumper by Isaac Meddings, who's having quite a night tonight. 16 for Isaac. Oliver will bring it up. This is what I find interesting, when the tallest man on your floor can bring the ball up.
Yeah, I mean, he handles it. He can shoot the three-pointer. Just all-around player for us.
36-34 Miners. They're getting ready to inbound the ball. Miller pulls the trigger. Daly sweeps around one man. Reverse layup. No go. Rebound pulled out of there by Colton Heck. We're coming across the timeline. Left side. Miller bats the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pioneers. See, we have a
coach is sticking with that substitution pattern.
Both teams appear to be substituting. I think we've got a timeout on the floor. 3:55 to play in the third quarter. It's 36-34, Miners by 2. This is Rader Media Sports.
City Linton employees are dedicated to providing the best and most reliable utility service, security, and safety for its families and students. As the new mayor, I agree with the sign, "You'll like Linton." But you'll really love our miners.
Tending the land you love is a lot easier when you share the heavy lifting. Team up with Polaris Ranger, your hardworking partner for backyards, the backwoods, farms, and ranches.
Since 1973, Linton Cycle Sales.
Welcome back to Rader Media Sports. 36-34 in favor of the Linton Miners right now on the Stanger home scoreboard.
It's Oliver, Lint, Goodman, Jake Rose, and Jackson Miller. I think the Miners still looking a little bit, Darren, for someone who can give Jackson Miller some relief. That poor guy's out there almost constantly because he runs the offense so well. Shot on the baseline, no good. Rebound pulled down by Goodman. Gets it to Jackson Miller. It's like the ever-ready battery. Just never seems to run out of juice. Oliver on the right side.
Oh, should have got it to him at the mismatch inside there.
Oliver. Jumper. Trey on the way. No good. Jake Rose trying to fight for the rebound and does pull it down, but they're going to call jump ball. The arrow will stay with the Miners. Miller will inbound underneath the Miner hoop.
Very nice.
Oliver wide open.
Very nice. Fake the cut out to the corner, just popped right back in under the basket.
12 points for Oliver. Right side jumper on the way. Beautiful tray. And that is Isaac Meddings, who's having a big night tonight with the Walton Funeral Service tray. That's his fourth tray of the night. 38-37. Miners still ahead by 1. 19 now for Meddings. Try to go inside to Oliver. That ball's tipped, but tipped by the Miners out of bounds. It'll go with the Pioneers. 2:43 to go in the quarter number 3. As we said, 38-37 Miners on the Stanger home scoreboard.
Need a defensive stop here. Keep them from getting a lead. That lead change can be a momentum shift, so hopefully we can hang on to it here.
Markham dribbling with it a lot. They feed it inside. Shot up off the glass by Priest, no good. Oliver brings it up, head up, looking for where to go with the ball. Drives on Staley, kicks it out to Jackson Miller. It will not fall. There, they try to save the ball from going out of bounds. Paul Oliver is on, just lying on the deck. I'm not sure what happened to Paul, but they're going to say it's a foul on Paul. Daly will come in. Paul will get a break.
Not sure what happened there either. He ended up with a foul and laying on the floor. So
yeah, not good, but 12 points in the game for Paul. He has been very active here in this third quarter. 2:10 remaining in the third quarter. 38-37 Miners trying to defend this 1-point lead. Priest. Staley. Left side to Priest. London Priest off the glass, no good. It was an open bunny, would not fall. Daly with the Jets.
Yeah, it was a nice pick and roll. They sat down there, and we lucked out that they missed the basket. Keep the lead.
Miller, Goodman. I thought Rubin would take that. He didn't. Connor Daly will take it. Shot no good. Coming the other way, Staley's got an open man, but he's not going to give up the ball. He goes right to the cup. No good. Follow, however, is good by number 11, Landon Priest. His first 2 of the night.
5 in a row now for the Pioneers. Gives them the lead back at 1. This has been a good ball game.
Get it underneath. Lint trying to go up with it, but they're going to say it was a foul on the floor. I think it's going to be on Priest. Top of the key, nice no-look pass. A no-look pass goes directly to
Tucker Lint with the basket
Tucker
there. Nice
Lint.
pass from Miller.
Couldn't find him in my scorebook. Staley. Left side feed, Trey. Wow.
Way outside on that one.
Way out, and I'm waiting for a number. We're doing a lot of, it looks like that is Meddings again. That is his 5th tray of the night. Walton Funeral Service tray. Nice feed into Daly. Shot up, no good again, right there at the hoop, but he'll go to the line again.
Connor's gotten himself to the free throw line now tonight. This will be his 5th trip to the line.
I know it takes a while to count them up, doesn't it?
One of them was an M1. His first one was he made the basket, got fouled, and then this is his 4th or 3rd trip to the line here in the quarter alone.
He has 17. Did he hit that one?
Nope, he missed it.
And Grandma and Grandpa, Dan and Mel say, go Miners.
Still 17 points for Daly. Try to pop this one down for his 18th. Gets it. But the Miners still trailing by 1, most importantly, with 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter, 42-41.
Once again, that possession arrow belongs to the Pioneers, so a stop here would be big.
Staley wanting to go around Oliver, who's checked back in the ball game. Meddings over the left side to Priest. Meddings again. Working with the left hand, starts to drive, kicks it back out. Working around the screen, Staley takes the jumper at the buzzer. No, he had to shoot it over Paul Oliver, and he was kind of floating to his left. A very difficult shot moving full speed. It's 42-41. The Pioneers on top by 1 as we go to quarter number 4 on the Stanger home scoreboard. This is Raider Media Sports.
Is your family protected? Contact me, Alicia Cornelius, your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, to discuss your home, auto, farm, life, or business needs. It's not just about protecting my family. Let me help protect yours too. Proudly serving Indiana, call to speak with me, Alicia Cornelius, one agent for all your insurance needs.
Welcome back to Raider Media Sports. Best of luck to the Linton Miners this season. Bender Lumber proudly supports our area student athletes. From building supplies to help with your projects, Bender Lumber has you covered. Everyone at Bender Lumber in Linton is rooting for the Miners. If you need excavation work done, then you need to call Hall's Excavating. They do site work, utilities, septics, and land clearing. They even offer drain camera and cleaning as well. Call Hall's Excavating in Linton at 812-699-0200. Kevin.
Colton Heck getting ready to inbound the ball on the side. Pioneers with a 42-41 lead on the Stanger home scoreboard with just 8 minutes remaining in this ball game. They get it in. Meddings, Daly is on him. Those two have been the straw that stirs the drink, but there's a nice move to the cup by Staley, but boy, he knows how to get that done. That's 13 now for Staley. Gives his team a 3-point advantage. Oliver on the right-hand side. Nice chest pass inside. Feltner. But a great feed by Paul Oliver, who noticed right away where he was positioned underneath the hoop.
Quietly, Hayden Feltner having a good night tonight. That's 8 for him.
Meddings over to Staley. Looking inside. I don't think he's going to pass that way. It doesn't appear that Staley likes to work that way. He likes to have the ball. Ooh, almost an errant pass.
I don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah, I don't either.
Bounds there.
Working on the left side there is Markham. Now he gets it over to Heck. He goes to the rack, and The shot will not fall, but he was fouled. That almost looked like a "I'm not open and I'm not happy about it" pass.
Yeah, he really threw it to nobody, and he lucked out that one of his teammates was able to run it down before it went out of bounds.
Colton Hack will step to the line. He has 2 points in this ball game. Misses that free throw. He'll get another. Pioneers lead by 1, 44-43 over the Linton Miners, with 6:59 to play on the Stanger Homes scoreboard. I'm not sure what the pause. Oh, they've gone over to the scores table. Got it straightened out now, and Heck will dig back in. Second free throw is good. 45-43. Pioneers by 2. Miners with the ball. Jackson Miller across the timeline. Now what do we stop? Is the clock not running?
The clock didn't start, and they noticed it this time. So they're running.
Maybe somebody mentioned it at halftime, but there were a couple of intervals that.
I'm not sure which gentleman over there is keeping it, but now he knows they're on to him.
They're not going to admit it now, I can tell you that, Darren. Working on the right side. Oliver wants to go. Daly wants to go to Oliver.
Nice.
Paul turns around and tosses it in, and he'll be fouled for the and one.
That's your weight room working for you right there. Going to get you the and one, powered through the foul, and put the shot in.
14 for Paul Oliver. He averages 18 a night. That one's good. So Paul gives the Miners a 1-point advantage, 46-45 with 6:44 to play, and the timeout on the Stanger home scoreboard. Heather?
Call Brock Anderson for your home repair and building needs. With over 25 years of experience in the construction field, he strives to have you come home to quality. Call Brock at 812-798-5583, and he says, go Miners. Proud to be your hometown grocer, Save A Lot encourages you to switch to their brands and save. Download their app to take advantage of many different special digital coupons, including 2 for $4 Philadelphia cream cheese and Imperial 4 sticks of butter for just $1. Remember to shop the dot to save a lot. We also want to mention, too, that Crane Credit Union offers checking accounts to fit your needs. They have high-yield options, free debit cards, and online banking, plus free checks for members 60+. With no monthly service fees, you can start letting your money work for you. So learn more at cranecu.org.
You know, I was just doing the math on Oliver, and 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. He just quietly, it's almost like you just expect him to get that. He's so good.
Yep.
Sometimes I think you end up taking him for granted a little bit underneath there. Isaac Meddings, way out there. Man. This is why this young man has got signed on the line with the Oakland City University Mighty Oaks. That's another tray. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays.
He's shown he can shoot in this gym, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be right at home, isn't he? 48-46. It gives the Pioneers a 2-point advantage.
That was a Walton Funeral Service 3-point shot, and we are in the fourth quarter, sponsored by Key Associates of Linton.
Thank you, Heather. Oliver. Out on top to Daly.
Well, I thought he had Hayden that time on the inside. Opted not to go there.
It's almost like you watch it in silence because you almost don't want to give it away, but there's a foul on Staley.
It's important to feed those big guys inside sometimes whenever they're open, because it'll keep them working hard. If you ignore them in there, they'll have a tendency to maybe not work as hard.
Sometimes I think Paul is playing into Staley when he goes to the outside and he should be setting up on the inside. Take advantage of his height. There's a runner up, no good. Rebound is pulled down. Feltner tries to tie him up, but I think there's going to call a foul. So right now the Pioneers have a little opportunity here to finally get this over a 2-point lead. It's been back and forth, it seems like.
Yeah, I think the biggest lead for both teams is 6.
Staley coming over on the left-hand side. Kicks it in the corner. That's Meddings. Boy, he is hot. That was no good. I'm sorry. That was Meddings.
Yep.
He finally missed one. I had to double check. Oliver on the left-hand side. Jackson Miller said, run the offense. Let's get going.
He's wanting some movement.
He's getting impatient. And the ball goes out of bounds. Paul couldn't control it.
Miners only had 2 turnovers in that third quarter. They took better care of it, but so did the Pioneers. They only had 1. So both teams took better care of it there in the third quarter.
5:05 to play in the game on the Stanger home scoreboard, 48-46. Kind of stuck at this score here for a little bit. Staley working on the left side. Cooper Smith with him. Kicks it back out to Meddings. Those two kind of playing a 2-man game here. Staley wants to go in on Cooper Smith, and he finally draws the foul. Yes.
Yep. Did a pretty good job staying in front of him and put that hand out there. And if you put the hand out and guide the guy and get him off of his line, they're going to call that.
Well, you notice how they kind of clear it out.
Oh, yeah.
For Staley, and it's kind of you just take it and do whatever you want to do. Here's a nice pass on the inside, but Miner is able to come away with it. Feltner will take it right to the cup. No! And Daly is hammered from behind by Cooper Adkins. Feltner will go to the line.
I think Connor will go to the line.
Or Connor, yeah, I'm sorry. 4:38 now to go in the game. And
they turned it over. I'm not sure who tipped that down there to get the steal.
Shot good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free throws in the second half alone.
Yeah,
is that right?
And I got him 9 of 10 on the night.
He'll get another one right now. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is what I've got him down for. Second free throw gets the roll. So that's 20 points for Connor Daly, and more importantly, 48-48 on the Stanger home scoreboard. Miner defense needs to step up. Something on the floor. Got to get that cleaned up.
Looks like it.
There was a spill maybe over by the bench for Wayne. Coach using the opportunity to call out his play. Colton Heck to inbound from the side whenever they get all this cleaned up. Jake Rose has checked in the ball game. Paul Oliver, Connor Daly, Tucker Lent, and Jackson Miller. The lineup for the Miners now. It'll be interesting to see because Jake Rose can light it up.
Jake brings a lot of enthusiasm to the court, a lot of confidence.
Oh, what did they call there?
Looks like a foul away from the ball. Got Connor on that one.
How many is that on?
I've lost track of the individuals.
Is that 4?
No, it's 14 fouls.
Okay. Getting ready to inbound. Staley. Oliver working on him. Oh, that's a travel, is it not? Oh no, they're going to say there was a foul. Boy, he kept pivoting around and around and around, and I really thought Landon Priest might have picked up the pivot foot, but he was bailed out at the last minute.
Boy, I'm not
or
sure.
Second
not
by
sure
the
what
foul.
He did there on that one. He appeared to be standing straight up. It didn't look to me like he got his body into it. The referee called him for a push, so that means it had to be with a lower body.
You know, if you look at the free throws, the Miners have dominated. They've shot a lot more free throws. I've not totaled them up, but looks like almost a 2-1 advantage here, but they missed the second free throw. Priest coming away now with 3 points on the night. He gives his team a 49-48 lead on the Stanger home scoreboard. Jackson Miller to Connor Daly. Connor going around the screen. Drives. He's stripped. Coming the other way. Staley going to the right and gets the lay-in. 15 for him. He's averaging, I think 13. Yeah, 13 on the night. Working on the left side, Lint. Jake Rose, right side, Jackson Miller. Underneath to Daly. Kind of squirms his way toward the hoop.
2 more free throws.
Unbelievable. Darren, you have to move your elbow. I'm running out of room. Guess I can start using that second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He'll have 13 free throws when this is over, and he's
hit 11 of them.
That's just incredible.
Or 10 of them, I'm sorry. No, 11.
No, you're right,
Yeah,
11. I counted that there's one more yet that he's about to take. Well, the Miners needed those free throws. 51-50. It's a 1-point ball game. 3:30 clock running remaining in this ball game. The Pioneers with a 1-point advantage on the Stanger home scoreboard.
Both teams.
Meddings with the ball to Staley. Oliver goes for the steal. The ball's being bounced around. Daly finally picks it up. And do we have a foul? I believe we do.
Both teams in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Feltner getting ready to check into the ball game.
Looks like Connor
Is this
Daly.
Connor
Daly
oh
headed back to the free throw line.
What's the record for one quarter or one half? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be his 11th and 12th free throw of just the second half.
I'm trying to think of what it is for a game.
Oh, I didn't mean to put you on the spot literally, but he had 3 also in the first half. Okay, Feltner is coming in. Cooper Smith has come in.
There's a part of me that want to say making it's 16 makes, but I could be wrong.
That free throw is good.
Tied up again.
51-51. Boy, shot underneath, deflected by Oliver. Saved going out of bounds by Jackson Miller. It's a 51-51 tie. Miners have a chance to take the lead. Oliver loses control of the ball. Boy, Staley has been a thorn in his side. Trey on the way. Meddings wants it. Daly wants it more, and he's fouled. It'll go against Landon Priest.
Guess where that'll put him? No, they called timeout.
Oh, they called timeout. Thank you.
Yep.
It's a timeout on the floor with 2:52 to play. 51 all. I get a feeling this one's going to come right down to the end, which is what they say happened last June as well. Heather?
Looking to buy or sell your home? Trust the local expert. Corey Motter knows Greene County inside and out. And with years of experience and a passion for helping you find your perfect property, close it with Corey and make your real estate dreams a reality. Linton Sporting Goods has been serving Linton and surrounding areas with quality sporting goods and screen printing for over 25 years. They also specialize in embroidery and team sales. Located on Highway 54 west of Linton, stop by and visit this family and locally owned shop today. It's going to be cold this year, so watch out for the ice. Make sure your vehicle is protected now before the ice hits. Call Audrey Sparks at Richard Brown Insurance to melt your worries away. And Team Ortho Foot and Ankle Center is home to board-certified foot and ankle surgeon Dr. Matthew Parmenter, who has more than 35 years of experience treating patients across southern Indiana. For more information, call Team Ortho at 847-3381. Greene County General Hospital, our family caring for yours. Kevin?
The starters back in for the final 2:52 run, Darren. No doubt the coach saying, okay, it's time to apply yourselves and pull this game out of the fire.
Not always who starts, it's who finishes, and this is who coach is comfortable with.
Miller gets around his man, and he's fouled by Markham. He just used his speed to get around him there, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
First trip to the line for Jackson tonight. This is where you worry a little bit about fatigue.
And he only has 2 points on the night. But, boy, is he dependable. Gunning for his second shot. Miners with a 1-point advantage. Gunning for 2. Hits them both. 4 points on the night. And gives his team a 53-51 advantage on the Stanger Homes scoreboard with 2:37 to play in the ballgame. Ronnie Staley walks it up, gets it over on the left side. Fleece open, tries to hit the man underneath the hoop, doesn't, turns around jumper, no good. Gets his own rebound, flops the ball momentarily, but stays with it, and Priest gets the basket.
Boy, Connor Daly did a great job of help side defense there, just couldn't quite come up with a steal.
He's got an injury timeout, or the ball?
Something on the basketball.
Going to take a moment and wipe that ball off. Jackson Miller says something to the Wayne coach that has him laughing, and they high-five one another. I don't know what was on the ball, but I have a feeling it was something about that. It's kind of a nice little moment of sportsmanship, Darren.
Absolutely.
Miller on the right-hand side. Paul Oliver now on the left. Out to Daly.
Oh, an open lane.
Goes to the hoop, and he's fouled from behind. So I'm trying to see now who will. Connor Daly goes back to the line. This is unbelievable.
Margaret Ann Simon said that front porch light is still on. Let's go Miners.
Connor Daly. Boy, he is having a night. (54-53) Miners. 55-53 Miners. And the timeout on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have him of 24. I haven't counted all the other free throws in the first half, but Connor Daly having quite a game. Miners by 2, 55-53 on the Stanger home scoreboard.
Let your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, Jathan Wright, help you think about insurance. Stop by the office, submit your information online, or give him a call at 812-798-2615. The grill is a Linton tradition that has lasted over 100 years and in the same family for the last 40. Open 7 days a week with steak night every Friday and Saturday night. You may dine in or carry out at this eatery located in the heart of downtown Linton.
Kevin, I've got 7 ties and 8 lead changes unofficially. Just kind of trying to run back through my numbers here. This has been a great basketball game. Two very good teams.
I'm noticing that they're having quite a few instances with the floor being wiped up. Athletic director Ken French there.
They're trying to get the ball inside. Are they counting? Feltner attempts at the steal, and they're going to call him on the foul. Boy, that was a long. Was it inbound? Is it 10?
5.
5.
Yeah.
That seemed like a long 5.
I think some of our fans were wanting a 5-second call.
So stepping to the free throw line is Peyton Markham. Peyton has not scored in the ball game. He's played a lot, but yet to score. You know, I was just going to say he's a 44% free throw shooter. So maybe this is an opportunistic thing. We'll see.
Stroke
misses them both. Oh, but they get the rebound. Kick the ball out. Staley wants the tray.
Clock is not
Cooper
running.
Smith
there we
picks
go.
him up. Clock is now running, as Heather points out.
Well, that could end up being big down the stretch.
There's a runner in the lane. Tip was
Oh,
good.
my goodness.
Wow. You don't see that every day. Isaac Meddings with a one-handed tip. Isaac is 6'1". He skied up and somehow was able to get his hand on the ball and tip it in for a 55-55 tie with 1:44 to play on the Stanger home scoreboard.
Yep, too many offensive rebounds on that trip down the floor. Gave them the shot off the free throw and then another opportunity after a miss, and they finally made us pay.
Is your family protected? Contact Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Alicia Cornelius to discuss your auto, home, farm, life, or business needs. It's not just about protecting my family, she says. Let me help protect yours, too. Proudly serving Indiana. Call 812-582-8941 to speak with Alicia. One agent for all of your insurance needs. Kevin?
You know, Isaac Meddings, I have him down at 26 points tonight, Darren.
I can see why he's got an opportunity to play here. He's played very well.
Yes. I know when we were told that Staley was their leading scorer, I thought, well, he'd be the straw that stirs the drink, but Meddings has been a threat wherever he's been on this floor.
He's not a very big kid. I mean,
no. I have him as, he's 6'1", but yeah, you're right.
6'1",
really.
150 pounds.
Miners come across the timeline at a 55-55 tie. 1:35 to play on the Stanger home scoreboard.
Miners going to go to the stack offense here. They'll try to get around the corner and penetrate or slip a screen and get to the basket.
Daly to Oliver.
It looks kind of boring. They just keep popping out, and then you just wait for that defense to fall asleep and make a mistake, and they'll catch him for a basket. There's
Daly.
a lane for Connor. He just couldn't quite get the angle.
Comes back out.
They'll reset it.
Working on the left. Back out on top. Jackson Miller. Again, no angle there. Comes back out. Goes around an Oliver screen. He wants to go back to Paul.
The thing about this offense is they got to keep looking to score out of it. They can't just turn it into a...
There's a foul called on Staley.
And right back to the line goes Connor Daly.
Wow. I don't think I've ever run out of room for free throws for somebody, but starting to run out of room.
This will be his 18th and 19th free throws.
Do you remember during the sectional there were 72
Well,
free throws?
that's a good point.
But
I had forgotten that.
But it was combined between the two teams and all the players. But
I remember we had a free throw sponsor that night. That was unbelievable. 56-55, 57-55. Connor Daly hits them both. Timeout. The Miners want to discuss it with 54.7 seconds remaining in the ball game. Miners leading 57-55 on the Stanger home scoreboard. This is Rader Media Sports. Correll's LP Gas has quite a story to tell. A locally owned operation for 78 years, offering residential and agricultural propane in 6 counties. They also fill camper, motorhome, and gas grill cylinders. Correll's LP Gas, located at Highway 54 in Linton. Check them out on Facebook or by phone at 812-847-4076.
welcome back to Rader Media Sports, when we like to remind you that this quarter has been sponsored by Key Associates of Linton.
Colton Heck will get ready to inbound. He'll inbound to Staley. Where is Meddings? There he is, moving to the right. Now over on the left side. Daly is on him.
Got to guard that three-point line.
Sprinting back to the left side. I'm watching him because, they get him the ball, but now he gives it up. Staley goes around Cooper Smith. Jumper good. 17 for Ronnie Staley.
9th tie of the ball game.
It's 57-57. This time Wayne wanted the timeout with 31 seconds remaining. This is Rader on the Stanger home scoreboard. This is Rader Media Sports. Linton Sporting Goods has an over 20-year tradition of offering Hoosiers the best in sports equipment and apparel. They feature Wilson, Demarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, Mizuno, and much more. Get ready for any sports season by shopping at Linton Sporting Goods on Highway 54, where the winners shop. .31 ticks remaining in the ball game. 57-57. Do you play for one and for the foul? You know they're going to foul you if you do that. So
I think they'll play it out. They won't foul intentionally. I think the Miners will look for the last shot unless they get something really good. You take a layup obviously if you get it, but if not, I think they'll hold for the last shot.
But
here.
If you're Wayne, aren't you just going to come out and foul them?
Oh, not with the score tied, no.
Because then you'd still get the last shot. No. Otherwise, you might not.
Yeah, not with the tie score. You play your defense, and you don't give them anything here. If the Miners get a break for the basket or something, you're going to foul them, but you're going to try to play some straight-up defense here. This is interesting. The Miners have only hit 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, and they're still tied. Free throw line has been the big difference here in this fourth quarter.
Huge
to keep them
difference.
Going.
Huge disparity. We'll do that addition at the end of the game, but Miners have shot a lot more free throws than Wayne. Miller with it out on top. Darren's got it. He's trying to kill some clock here. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11.
I look for maybe
10,
another timeout coming here
9,
from Coach.
8,
Nope,
7.
they're going to run with it. You better
6,
pick it up. There it is. Oh, they
5,
tried the backdoor cut. Feltner.
4. Feltner goes to the cup and is fouled with 1.6 seconds remaining. He's going to the free throw line. He's got to hit at least one.
Wayne coach didn't like that call very much, but says with 1.6 seconds left, you shouldn't call that foul. But if it's a foul, it's a foul. I mean,
and he only needs to make one. He'll get two. Heather, I'm sorry.
As a reminder, I cannot do decibel seconds, so it's 0.01 right now. And I do have a nice little mention from a text message that we're going to do here at the end of tonight's game.
Hayden Feltner standing at the line.
Priest foul, or Adkins rather, fouls out of the game. Remember, he picked up 3 quick ones there.
Oh, my gosh,
in one
that's
stretch,
right.
So he fouls out with that foul.
He lasted longer than I thought he was going to for a while there.
Feltner was 2 for 2
it's all up to Hayden.
Back in the first half.
Oh, my gosh, he missed the first one. Margaret Ann, I hope that light on your porch is not flickering.
Good free throw shooters make the adjustment.
Going to call a timeout. They're going to let him sit on it for the timeout. No.
He already had the ball. So
referee said too late.
See what they do now.
They're going to play it out because he already had, and the coach even admits it. My bad.
Good
Feltner.
Good free throw shooters will do nothing but net here. Let's see if Hayden's.
Missed them both.
Out.
Oliver tries for the rebound. No, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, they got a timeout called, I think, or not.
I don't think so.
So what's the
Wayne
bench
movement.
is waiting to see.
I think they're hoping. There is some discussion going on in front of the scorer's table. Here's where you find out how bad the referees want to stay longer. They're discussing. I can't hear what he just said.
Full timeout. They are going to put some time on the clock here.
Okay. So now how big is that time where the clock wasn't running?
Yeah, no doubt. It can't be much time, I don't think. 0.2 of a second.
And where do they inbound the ball?
It'll be way down here. Can't advance it in high school.
We want to remind you to stay tuned to the E2 Custom Creations post-game show. I want to read a real quick text message from Mike Morin. He says, funny that Save-A-Lot ad you ran about 2 for $4 Philadelphia cream cheese. My mom was needing some of that, and she just laughed at all things at the store you mentioned exactly what she was needing. So she's now on the Save-A-Lot app downloading the coupon.
Oh, my gosh, how
so
funny.
that's Save-A-Lot ad.
Save-A-Lot with the dot. Right?
Shop the dot.
Oh, shop the dot. I'm sorry. And save a lot.
They just got their money worth tonight.
Oh, isn't that funny? Well, we're going to inbound.
My apologies for putting overtime on the scoreboard. Obviously, they've reversed that a little bit. We're going to have 2 seconds.
Staley is going to be the. He's waiting for the ball. He's got it. Yeah, nothing doing there. They're just going to go to overtime.
Bonus basketball.
How much time do they put on the clock?
I don't know if it's 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I think it should be 4 minutes.
Let's take a really quick.
Should be 4 minutes.
Quick timeout to hear from the Indiana High School Athletic Association. This is Rader Media Sports.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
So we're back. 4 minutes on the clock. We're knotted up at 57-57. Bonus basketball for the next 4 minutes on the road at the Oakland City University. Overtime basketball. I wouldn't say, I almost said only in Indiana, but that's not necessarily the case.
So real quickly, I got the Miners 16 of 40 shooting now, with Wayne being 21 of 46. The Miners leading in rebounding 34 to 25, 13 turnovers for the Miners, 10 turnovers for Wayne. The free throw line in that fourth quarter, actually the whole second half, has been huge for the Miners.
Handshake between Landon Priest and Paul Oliver as they start this fifth quarter. 57-57 if you're just joining us.
Oliver got up and won the tip in the first half, but it was
and
controlled by Wayne.
It again.
He wins it again, yep.
Jackson Miller across the timeline. Whips it over on the right-hand side. They've switched now. They've got a new man guarding Oliver, and it doesn't matter. The and one for Paul Oliver.
I don't know where to put my overtime numbers.
I'm just pushing you off the table here, aren't I, Darren? Paul will get a free throw here.
Nice pass by Miller again.
17 for Paul Oliver so far. Make it 18. And the Miners have a 3-point advantage in overtime, 60-57 on the Stanger home scoreboard. Staley bringing it up on the left side. Out on top to Heck. Back to Staley. Cooper Smith will play on him. They're looking at Meddings over there. Jackson Miller has switched to him.
Now Meddings is down the corner here.
Okay, that's 22. Markham on the left-hand side. Shot up, no good.
Couldn't come up with the
rebound. Got to come up. With it over on the top of the key. Oh, I thought he was going to take it. Staley thought better of it. Coach calls out the play. Going to the left-hand side. Now Meddings with the ball. Goes around a screen, can't do anything with it.
Good job by Connor on defense that time.
Staley not happy. Kind of yells at one of his teammates and then called for traveling. I don't know if the screen, if something wasn't going right there, but he was not a happy camper.
Coach wanted a bump. He's still going back to that 1 second to go. You called the foul down here, and then with 3 minutes to go, you don't call the same thing down here.
Jake Rose coming in. Jackson Miller with the ball. Right side to Oliver. Out on top. Jackson Miller backs it off. Going to the right side.
Oh, nice
move.
stutter
step move. Miller off the glass.
Very nice.
Jackson Miller with 6, and the Miners have a 5-point advantage in overtime. But there's Staley all alone, and he misses it. Who's going to come up with the ball? Paul Daly. The Miners making an impression in overtime. 62-57 by 5. Daly with the ball on the left-hand side. He's picked up by Staley. Left Jackson Miller. Markham is on him. He sees an open path. Markham with the block, but they call him on the foul. He was trailing, he knew he'd be able to block it, Darren, but he didn't think he fouled.
Let's see if they got him with the body. Nope, they said he got him up high.
I'll tell you, I just feel for Jackson Miller this weekend for all the slams that he's had on the floor.
Yeah, he has taken a beating this weekend, hasn't he? Free throw this week, I should say. That one missed. He'll get another one.
Just kind of makes you hold your breath. And
chance for the Miners to match their biggest lead.
Jackson eyes and flies. Hits it. 63-57 on the Stanger home scoreboard. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Miners with 6-point advantage. Shot up, no good by Meddings. That's one of the few he's missed. Now they whistle a foul, and it's on Staley. How many is that on him? We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, they're not putting them up on the scoreboard. Not with the scoreboard or the scores table being over on the other side. I've not been able to keep track.
Well, we don't know how many that is on Staley. But we know Paul Oliver is at the free throw line. And boy, Paul just has a presence at that line, doesn't he? It's like he's confident.
7 straight points by the Miners here in the overtime.
Rims that one, but a great rebound by Connor Daly. They'll pull it out. Back out on top to Jackson Miller. Daly goes around a Jake Love screen, and that's good. Jake Rose, I apologize. Shot good by Jackson Miller. 66-57. Miners sitting pretty now with 1:20 remaining in the game. Quick pass picked off by Connor Daly, but now he has his pocket pick. But the ball goes in the air, and it goes right to Paul Oliver. What a break. Oliver brings the ball up. Working on the right side.
Oh,
Paul
nice
behind
move.
the back. Puts it off the glass.
What a move around the back, right around the defender, and the Miners are just dominating the overtime.
There's a shot up and no good. Rebound by Lent. Miller coming the other way. In fairness, you've got to say that Paul Oliver has dominated this overtime. He has taken control. But Daly's the one who kept him in the game for most of it. Jake Rose.
They're going to let this go. Just going to hold it. They're not going to foul. What a dominant performance.
Jackson Miller. Jackson just running ragged out there at the top. Now he's double teamed, got to get rid of it. Daly sees the path to the hoop. No, and guess what? He'll go to the free throw line.
Going to have to check that record board when we get home.
My gosh, he's going to get 2 more. I can't even count all those. I'm going to need a break just to count them all. Referee says something to Connor. He kind of shakes his head like, you're kidding me. Shot up good. I think you can warm up the bus.
I think Jeff Hall's already out there warming it up. Gave a good fist bump as he walked out of the gym.
Paul Oliver, Jackson Miller check out. Margaret Ann, you can just leave that light on. There's another shot. Free throw by Connor Daly, who just deserves a standing O tonight. He has been spectacular. Coming into the ball game, Gage Sullivan going to get a little time, along with some other long three on the way. No good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll go to the Miners. 3.5 to play. Miners 70-57. Now help me out. Was it 57-57 at the end? So they have not scored in overtime?
Nope.
Unbelievable. Miners will win it 70-57 in overtime. What a ball game on the Stanger home scoreboard. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have the E2 Custom Creations post-game show. This is Rader Media Sports. Custom Creations, we know that every memory has a story. Every time we sit around with family and friends, we share those memories. When we pull the boxes of old pictures out of the closet, we revisit those memories of our past. Whether it's a photo or a special moment with family, a picture of a loved one who has passed. When you think about that moment, there's a memory that goes with it. At E2 Custom Creations, we offer custom laser engraving for keepsakes, personalized gifts, home decor, signage, awards, and many other custom made-to-order products. Let us help you personalize a unique gift for a loved one, customize an item, or create promotional materials and awards for your business or athletic team. Our services include engraving and cutting on a variety of materials, including wood, acrylic, leather, granite, marble, glass, and coated metals, just to name a few. If you have an idea, reach out and let's talk about how we can bring your idea to life.
Some see a student athlete working on his shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back to the E2 Custom Creations. And again, the coach is not coming out to meet with us tonight. He already told us they'd like to get the bus out and moving, and with the overtime, I'm sure it's been out there warming up. But boy, Darren, there's a lot to unpack here in this game, and I don't know if our figures are going to completely jive with one another, but I have us shooting, us meaning the Linton Stockton Miners, 33 free throws with the Pioneers shot 9.
Part of that, it's not always, a lot of times people look at that and say it's a referee thing, but it's more of how you play. And they took a lot of three-pointers. We did a lot of taking it to the basket. So that's what creates that. Our aggressiveness going to the basket. They did it different. They went into the basket with the idea of trying to kick it to shooters, and if they did get it into the lane, we didn't foul them. They actually made more shots than you'd like to see them make. It was like they were uncontested. So that part of the defense, I'm sure Coach Britton would like to fix. But the foul discrepancy or the free throw discrepancy, like I said, is just created by them shooting a bunch more three-pointers than what we shot. I don't have a number on how many threes we shot versus them, but I know we took a lot less of those, and that's what creates that disparity.
It is quite a ball game here tonight, and what you have to say, Daly controlled the game, but Paul Oliver closed this one out.
Yeah, he really did. He played really well in the overtime. A great move with the around the back to get around the defender to lay it in. Ended up with 6 points, 6 in the overtime, I believe. Just a great performance. It's a good team win. I mean, that's a quality opponent that we played there tonight. Games like this will make you better come tournament time. When you got 9 ties and 8 lead changes unofficially, it was a back and forth battle, and any time a team made a run, the other team had an answer, except for the overtime. And boy, the Miners they take over in overtime. I had us 4 for 4 from the floor, 4 rebounds, no turnovers. Meanwhile, they were 0 for 5 from the floor, turned it over twice. And that's, just a great performance in that extra 4 minutes.
And the interesting thing is they were at 57 at the end of regulation. They're at 57 at the end of the overtime.
Yep.
So they did not score at all in overtime, and that's where the Miners, as Darren points out, stepped up and closed this one out. I have Colton Heck for the Pioneers coming away with 3 points. Ronnie Staley with 17. Isaac Meddings, they have him with 27 for the team high. I don't know if it looks like he and Connor Daly may be tied. We'll see. Again, these are unofficial. 4 points for Colton Priest and Landon Priest with 5. And I haven't totaled that up to see how close I came to the 57. But we're looking for the Linton Stockton Miners. Jackson Miller with 9. And again, a lot of that coming late in the game, Darren. He stepped up as well when the team needed him.
Yeah, he only had 2 at halftime. I had him for 7, but I was 2 points short, so that may be the 2 points I was short. But I had Connor for 29 instead of 27.
Okay. Well, let's get Paul Oliver. What do you have Paul for?
I had him for 21.
I had him
for 20.
Hayden Feltner with 4 at the intermission, 4 more in the second half for 8.
Uh-huh.
I have Connor Daly for 27. You have him for 29.
And
okay.
Then Lint for 3.
Lint for 3, right.
60. So 29, 37, 66, 70. And it's all unofficial. It's kind of hard to.
I know. Trust me. When you know as well as I do, when you're calling a game, you do the best you can in order to try to get it all written down. But this is just one of those. It seemed like at the end of regulation, when Hayden couldn't quite get those free throws down, that might have taken the air out of this team. But instead, they seemed even more determined, almost like we want to step up and make sure it wasn't because of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good team basketball. I mean, they came back out with just a different level. I'm sure Coach will tell them, hey, you need to play with that level, for the full 32 minutes instead of that level just for the last 4. But it is, like I said, it's a good win. That's a good basketball team that I'm sure will have a good record. You said they were 3-1 coming in, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
So I'm sure they'll end up with a good season record, and they're a quality ball club.
Interesting thing, they averaged 69. They only come away with 57, so they did a defensive job on them tonight.
We did at times, I felt like. The overtime for sure. I mean, that was really good overtime. We give up 16 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second, so the second quarter was a pretty good effort. I'm sure Coach would take that. 16 is probably more than he'd like to give up. Third quarter looks like we gave up 16 again, 15 in the fourth quarter. So that's second quarter of defense where we only gave up 10 points. Coach will probably try to look at some things we did there and tell the kids, hey, that's what we need to do defensively.
At the end of the game, in the overtime, you say to yourself, okay, was it the defensive intensity of the Miners, or did the Pioneers just kind of run out of gas?
That could be, too. I mean, I think our kids are starting to round into basketball shape. You look at guys like Cooper and Paul
they're deeper.
Coming out of football. And the depth piece, too, absolutely. Even though Ruben and Jake didn't score tonight, they still contributed in different ways when they were in there. Jake brings that enthusiasm out. He got a good assist down there, or he may not even have got that assist, but the fist bump and the happiness for his teammate that scored, and Ruben comes in and does some of the dirty work that doesn't always get recognized at times. Tucker Link comes in the first half. I had him for 5 rebounds in the first half, 6 for the game. Like I said earlier, he brings that aspect that's going to be big for us as the season goes on.
Well, so the next stop for the Miners is a little tournament over the holidays, Darren. They get a few days off, and then they're playing again.
Yeah, that tournament's going to be a real dogfight this year. I mean, we didn't get any favors with the draw getting Park Heritage, but there are several teams up there that are capable of winning this tournament, and it's going to be a real dogfight, I think, for the whole thing.
Heather, I'll turn this back to you. The Miners able to win 70-57.
Well, as always, we want to thank our Miner Pride sponsors that signed on with us at the beginning of the season. So we're going to take a little quick picture here. I was going to try to do that without you knowing, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I blew it.
That's okay. Miner Pride sponsors Linton Sporting Goods, Audrey Sparks with Richard Brown Insurance, Alicia Cornelius with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Jathan Wright with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, The Grill of Linton, Crane Credit Union, Team Ortho, Corey Motter of Century 21 Sheets. We'd also like to thank our pregame sponsor, Jordan Vaught Insurance, Stanger Homes, scoreboard sponsor, Key Associates of Linton as our quarter sponsor, Walton Funeral Service as our three-point shot sponsor, and Klusner Constructions for starting lineups. Also, E2 Custom Creations, our post-game show, which we are currently in. And then here's our live reads as well as audio. Fish Monuments, Violet & Company, Linton Cycle Sales, Brock Anderson Construction, Bender Lumber of Linton, Friends of Goose Pond, Autumn Trace of Greene County, Save a Lot in Linton, Correll's Gas of Linton, Mayor Preble in the City of Linton, Gaither Power Sports, Hall's Excavating, Rick Crines of Crines Auto Detailing, and month-to-month sponsor Midwest Satellite. Also in our promotional banner rotations, Pizza Hut of Linton, Bandanas by Brenna, Green Streets, Dan and Teresa Carpenter, Veach Cattle of Bloomfield, Donnie and Marilyn Clayton, Tim and Joan Warwick, Martha and Hadley, and the Blue Light Special, Margaret and Simon, which you can now turn that light off for a few days before it turns back on for the First Financial Classic. I want to say to all of you that when you're out shopping, when you're out patronizing people in the community, think about the sponsors that we read every single broadcast, because these sponsors, when we went to them, they did not say no. They did not say, no, we're going with someone else. They did not say, sorry, I just don't think that this is worthwhile. They have the trust. They have the confidence in these athletes, in this school, in this coaching system. So please do your part and patronize these businesses. And if you're interested in sponsoring, we always will make room for you. Kevin?
Darren, thank you.
Thank
you for making time for us.
Absolutely, I enjoyed it.
It's always good to have you back in the saddle.
And we want to say to all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Rader Media Sports. That's our whole entire team, from the Minor Broadcasting Club students to Dan Phillips to Greg Elliott to Scott Vanderkolk to Darren Clayton to Bryn Anderson and from Kevin and I, who are going to take a little bit of a break, a regroup, and come back with a lot of basketball in January and February to get prepared. We talked, Kevin, when we complete girls' regular season play on January the 30th, February the 1st, we host North Knox in boys basketball. And the next week, we counted, since we do plan to carry every sectional game, and then there's 3 boys basketball games intertwined in that, we will have 12 games in 6 days. And we're ready for it.
I will be after vacation. I don't know that I'm ready for it right now, but we will get ready. And you know, we're so blessed to have the people like Darren who work with us tonight, and Greg Elliott and Bryn, and I mean just everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out. Big D, I don't know if you're listening, but
he will be.
He'll
be watch it on the replay. And we also want to say this too, that I've seen a number of people that have commented, Kevin, these are a couple people that we go to church with, and says, you know, are we going to see you in church in the morning? You are, yes.
Well, that's the plan.
Obviously, that's the plan. But one of them made a really good point that says, you know what, you guys act like you have fun when you do this, and so you're really not working. And really, they've always said that you try to find a job where you never work, because if you have a hobby that you can do that you love, you never work a day in your life.
But can we also not thank the kids, Darren, for that? We enjoy
we
this.
Love it.
Why do we enjoy it? Because they are so good.
Because
and
of the kids.
They're fun to watch. That makes everybody's job easier.
The time and the effort and the dedication these kids put in is why the success comes. It's not, winning doesn't come easy, and these kids buy into what the coaches, you know, have to offer and what the school has to offer, and it's really impressive, you know, what we've been able to do, and it is a lot of fun. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I didn't get to do my favorite part of my job tonight, and that's get fist bumps after we win games. But that's all right. I was happy to be up here. But
you could have told us. I would have let you go.
I do love my fist bumps after the games, and just, you know, being able to support the kids is you know, like you said, it doesn't feel like a job. You know, it's great to be able to come and support them.
And we thank you, Darren, for when we brought this idea to you 18 months ago, well, 20 months ago, that we've been in this 18 months now. It gets better and not funner and more fun. That's not what, but more exciting every single game. And we feel like we had a lot of people walk by us tonight in between breaks that would kind of come up and fist bump and so forth. We've kind of developed our own little kind of family in the stands, so to speak. And we thank you for that. And
well, the family is everybody who watches and participates. You're all family.
And some of you
part of the Linton family.
And some of you that comment every single night, I would not know you if you walked up to me right now, but hopefully we'll have the opportunity to meet you one day. And we wish all of you a very Merry Christmas with your family, your friends, your community, and a healthy
Darren wants to get to the car.
And a healthy 2025.
All right.
So for Darren Clayton, Kevin Rader, and myself, this is Rader Media Sports.